Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome today, everyone, to another stream. But today we're not doing any live multiplayer action, but instead we have a very exciting best of 5 from the Nightcrow internal tournament between Golden Floof and CaptTelus, or CaptTelus according to their Steam name. But yeah, today we are just gonna cast some best of 5, and if we have time, we'll just talk about the new patch that is supposed to drop tomorrow as well, since there are some very, very exciting new content coming soon, especially one of the biggest thing that a lot of people have been waiting for, a land battles with capture points mode. But before that, let's just check out this best of 5 between the two Nightcrow clan players. Yeah, we'll jump into the battle. But yeah, do note that we have a screen blocker on right now because we don't want to spoil you of the best of 5 action, because if you know how many games there are, you can pretty much know how each game goes, or at least most of the games. And yeah, we'll go into the first game here as we are shit, accidentally shut the stream. Sorry. Yep. Yep, seems like we're in. Sorry guys, technical issues for a bit there, but yeah, I think we're back. I think. And yeah, very exciting for the, very hyped for the new patch as well over here. Thanks for showing up, everyone. And yeah, in the first battle, we have a Tomb Kings versus Greenskin battle. CaptTelus is on the left side, Golden Floof is on the right side as the red player. Anyways, let's go through the army builds here. For Tomb Kings of CaptTelus, we have a front line of Kepra Guard and a bunch of Nekara Warriors with a ton of anti-infantry bonus and just a pretty solid damage dealer against a light front line, which the Greenskins will be fielding today. Not that they have much of a heavy front line other than their Black Orcs anyways. At the back there, skeleton spears and a bunch of tomb gods with halberds, and then more skeleton spears guarding the Eyes of Desert and the regular sepulchral stalkers, and then two more Ushabtis with great bows as well. And leading the army, we have Arkan the Black, providing some aspect of Dread Knight and Doom and Darkness. So basically just the leadership affecting spells here, trying to use the Terror plus minus 16 leadership combo to ruin the Greenskins, forcing them into a rout so that, yeah, they can chase them off and whatnot. There's also some Skeleton Horse Archers, and that's it for the Tomb King's army builds. On the other side, we have a front line of Light Night Goblins and a ton of Savage Orcs, even some Savage Orc Bigans as well. So a lot of amazing damage dealers. A very solid melee attack, especially with Renzi on, plus a bit of physical resistance, making them even tankier against the enemy infantry. So let's see if the Savage Orcs can overcome the Nekara Warriors, or will the Nekara Warriors with their anti-infantry bonus kill off the Savage Orcs first. And then behind them, there's a single unit of the Rusty Airs to debuff enemy armor. A couple Night Goblins scattered. Oh, these are Fanatics, so spinning loons, providing the AoE damage, that vortex spinny. And yeah, leading the army, we have a single Night Goblin War Boss. Just going for a cheap lord because they don't want to get Spirit Leech to death with any more expensive ones due to the lack of healing for Greenskins. But a Night Goblin War Boss do have a really, really lethal toolkit. Fermented Fungi for the Rampage and Tormentor Sword for that net. Very strong ability combo. You rampage something into the nearest melee unit, and then the Night Goblin Warboss can come over and lock them down after the rampage wears off. Basically, they can force their enemy into combat for a good 20 seconds plus, 24 seconds in total. And yeah, other than that, Spite of the Bat Moon and Get Back Ear. As for the spellcasting department, Giant River Troll Hack with Spirit Leech and the Fate of Buna. You ready for the Throw Mammoth meta? Dude, it's gonna be a Famir meta, I tell you that. Like, Famir's got so much buffs. I mean, it's not like something groundbreaking, but Personally, I think Famir is already really good. So I am expecting even more Famir showing up. But yeah, Mammoths are definitely getting buffed as well, which I am happy to see as a somehow accidental Norska main. Like, I main a few factions, right? I main Ogre, and then I mostly play Empire and Warriors of Chaos, and for some reason, when I get to pick like second factions, when I get to pick second, I usually go for something like Norska or Wood Elves, which are like less popular, less diverse roster, but also still very strong in a right application. Yeah, after this patch, I think we will be seeing both Wood Elves and Norscan a lot more. But before all that new patch stuff, let's just focus on this best of 5, which is on the current patch. Now let's get the battle started, as the Greenskin army will be rushing forward. Yeah. And Skeleton Horse Archers will be skirmishing while the Ushaptis is trying to just nuke enemy units with their long-range firepower. But they do have to be careful not to push too far ahead, because the tree line over here, I believe this map is Ashen. Maybe not, there's swarms in there. But yeah, the tree line on the flanks will be blocking the line of sight for the Ushapti with great bows, and they can't actually shoot at the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, which we totally missed out during the army deployment phase. So yeah, the Savage Orc Boar Biggins are flanking around, readying, poising for a flanking charge. Either ways, the front line firepower is pounding the Night Goblins pretty heavily with the Ushaptis, and the charge with the Skeleton Horse Archers and the Night Goblins are on the route before they can even get close enough to unleash their Fanatics. Emerging from the tree line, we have the Giant River Trollhack and the Night Goblin War Boss, plus the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, who basically managed to get into the front line pretty much unscathed, while the Savage Orcs will be clashing into the Necro Warriors. Capricorn Guard should be able to deal with them without much issue, but the problem is the regular Necro Warriors are going to take a bunch of damage. Oh no, this is a big catch for the Greenskins. Arcanda Black being dragged into combat by being rampaged with a fermented fungi. Tormentor Sword a little bit earlier, a bit too early there. Probably should have waited it until the fermented fungi wears off and then cast Tormentor Sword. But either ways, the Necro Warriors all are charging into the Savage Orcs and are taking some noticeable damage already. Oh, there are some Skeleton Warriors summoned from Ark and the Black. Sepulchral Stalkers are now blasting at the Giant River Trollhack, and some damage was done to the Night Goblin War Boss as well. But on the flanks, this is some worrying development for the Tomb Kings for sure. Tomb Gods are very solid as a defensive infantry, 47 melee defense, but Savage Orc Biggins with 74 melee attack with the Wa boosting their melee attack. They are just cleaving apart these Tomb Gods, and they don't really have that kind of armor to tank either at only 55. Now Savage Orc Boar Biggins managed to get into the Skeleton Horse Archers and trying to cut them down so that they can get into the Ushaptis behind them. Sepulchral Stalker is now already falling apart due to the Savage Orcs punching straight through the Necro Warrior front line due to some Orc Boar Biggins charging into the rear of the Necro Warriors. The Savage Orcs managed to break through Necro Warriors. These ones are still healthy without recharged by Savage Orc Boar Biggins, and Capricorn Guard also fighting really strong. The problem is the backline has been compromised. Ushaptis with great bows have been caught by the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, and the Sepulchral Stalkers are not feeling too hot. These Eyes of the Desert are facing the wrong way and need to turn around and keep shooting. But yeah, they are kind of wasting their DPS here. Not sure if it's desyncing, because this was, I believe, played on the... No, I think this was played on the live patch, so it should be fine, right? But yes, these Eyes of the Desert were facing the wrong way and lose out some valuable DPS, which could have used to weaken the Savage Orc Boar Biggins for sure, but now they're dragged into melee combat. Ushaptis are compromised, these Sepulchral Stalkers stabilized their leadership and are now blasting the Savage Orc Boar Biggins from behind. And because they have magical ammo, the physical resistance on these Savage Orc Boar Biggins doesn't work against the missile attack, so they should be... so they are taking a ton of damage while the Sepulchral Stalkers are holding for now, but a second Watt has been popped. Now the Savage Orcs are really cutting through the Skeleton Infantry. Necro Warriors are taking more and more damage. Arcana Black still a bit busy on the far side. They're cutting down some rusty areas, also dropping in those Doom and Darkness to force the Savage Orcs into route, allowing the Necro Warriors to chase them down. But balance of power is in the favor of Greenskins due to how weak Arcan is, and Also, the Sepulchral Stalkers are also taking a ton of damage. The Shapti with Great Bolts are completely gone. They're completely dead now. So it is down to the Kepler Guard to cut through the Savage Orc Borbor Biggins and perhaps save the Sepulchral Stalkers to shoot down the Savage Orc Borbor Biggins. But another Spirit Leech from Arcane the Black, draining the rest of the health away from these Eyes of Desert. And then the last bit of HP will be finished off as the Biggins, the Savage Orc Biggins. Sobus, if we try to abbreviate it. Sobus? It doesn't sound right, but yeah. And wait, Savage Orc Boys then is Sobs. Doesn't sound right. Anyway, Sepulchral Stalker is being caught by Giant River Trollhack, and the Savage Orc Borbor Biggins means that, yeah, they will be cut down. And on the far side, Necro Warrior still chasing after the Savage Orcs, but Arcane the Black got hit by a Spirit Leech. Oh, it's a long... Oh no, this is an aspect of Dread Knight trying to get him with a tiny bit of the terror to maybe force the Savage Orcs and Restiers into a rout, but alas, that did not work. And yeah, Greenskin will be taking the first one. I really like the choice of the aspect of Dread Knight on Arcane the Black. Would have done some good damage against the enemy Savage Orcs due to their physical resistance being bypassed by the magic attacks imbued by aspect of Dread Knight. But the problem is that Arcane was forced into departing from his own formation, being needed to chase after the Rusty Airs. Kepler Guard did some really good kill numbers. The problem is the backline being heavily compromised by the triple Sobs. Savage Orc Borbor Biggins. Yeah. Sorbus. But yeah. So the aspect of Dread Knight was not able to be used onto, like, for example, the Necro Warriors, which would have been really good. Maybe he used it earlier, but I suppose that didn't really change the outcome of the battle. Anyways, Necro Warriors, one of them earned back their own value, and the Tomb Guards got crumped. Kepler Guards still a lot of health left to kick those Greenskins' arses, but yeah, the rest of the army didn't really pull their weight, especially there are not enough elements to defend these Ushaptis with Great Bowls and the Sepulchral Stalkers. So yeah, very nice build from Golden Floof. There's so much savagery from the Orcs. As the Savage Orc Borbor Biggins, the Savage Orc Biggins, and Savage Orcs just crumped the Skellies. Does anyone know at what time the new patch is dropping tomorrow? It's 11 AM BST, I believe. So 12. Yeah, I think it's 12 PM. Yeah, that's gonna be 12 PM. Wait, no, we're 1 hour faster. No, that's... So yeah, that's probably gonna be 1... Yeah, that's gonna be 1 PM BS... No, yeah, 1 PM BST. Yeah, we're 1... Yeah. Yeah, that's 1 PM... 12... No, 10 AM GMT, I think, yeah. Let me just check the post again. I have it open. Yeah, release time is expected to be 11 AM BST, but subjected to delays and all that. I mean, CA has been really punctual on... Oh, shit, I forgot. Yeah, CA has been really punctual in terms of releasing DLCs. Not DLCs. In terms of just releasing time in general. Not just DLCs, but like patches and all that. So I think it will be dropping on the dot at 11 AM BST. So 10 AM GMT. But yeah, other than that, let's just get to the next one replay then. Alright, CaptTelus this time going for the Vampire Count. Grand Cathay going would be Golden Floof's choice, as Golden Floof managed to crump the... Yeah, managed to use his Greenskins to crump the Skelly Boys. Now this time CaptTelus is trying to make a comeback with the Vampire Count. Trying to use a different undead to take down a box faction this time. It's gonna be a rough one, because I have not been having any good time against... I don't think most people... Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Vampire Counts had a good trade into the entered a box faction recently. Like, well, I've seen some people playing vampire counts and winning against dwarves, but like against CaptTelus, it's gonna be a rough battle for sure. Literal uphill battle when you look at it. But yeah, other than that, let's just go for the army builds now. A front line of skeleton warriors mixed in with zombies, and some skeleton has spears and whatnot. And then in the skies, 4 units of 4 units of Varguys. And excuse me if there's a bit of noise in the background, but unfortunately, it's hella hot in UK right now. Not that it's like insanely hot. The problem is that we don't have air conditioning, so the slightest heat fluctuations, a bit of an increased temperature will kill us. So yeah, I need windows open, especially the PC's emitting heat. And yeah, other than that, back to the army builds. Crypt Horrors here, getting the roasted treatment from the Grand Cannons. I feel that, man. It burns really. Their fire weakness here, due to the regeneration trait, really doesn't help them against the flaming cannonballs, so they're taking extra damage. Actually, 2 units of Crypt Horrors, a couple Felbets, actually just 1 Felbet, and leading the army a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord who has already taken some noticeable damage from the cannonballs. On the other side of the battlefield, Grand Cafe, 2 Onyx Crowmen, Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, and a front line of Long Spearmen, second line of missiles in the form of Grace of Kuei Yin with their Mark of Kuei Yin, which reduces missile resistance, block chance, and armor. And then at the back there, Grand Cannon protected by some Jade Warrior Halberds. Leading the army, we have Zhao Ming, the Iron Dragon. Actually, there are 4 units of Crowmen over the field, so that is going to be quite some air power to contend with, especially Zhao Ming himself is gonna come and beat down the Varguys. But the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is indeed a very terrifying duelist, so he might be able to beat down Zhao Ming, but the problem is that the Graces of Kuei Yin and the Iron Hail Gunners will do some spectacular damage if he gets close, so he has to be careful. Over here, the Crowmen, being roughly the same speed as Varguys, managed to catch the Varguys by surprise and did some really good damage on the charge. And Crypt Horrors also receiving a ton of damage from those Graces of Kuei Yin and cannonballs, and yeah, it's already half dead. Now, the Varguys are trying to go after these Onyx Crowmen, but a bit of a bait and switch as another unit of Onyx Crowmen charges in, trying to disrupt them. Now, the Varguys are chasing into the Onyx Crowmen. Over here, the Devils of Shrutsofen, the Regiment of Renown Varguys, is getting a really good trade into the Onyx Crowmen, absolutely wrecking this unit. But however, they have spent their charge onto the Onyx Crowmen, so the other Onyx Crowmen and the Righteous Lances of Wei Jing managed to charge in. And yeah, doing some really good charge impact damage. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is coming in, trying to help out and maybe save the Varguys. Felbats are in the fray as well, turning on that Helm of Discord here, tying down the Righteous Lances, reducing their melee stats, and just trying to hack them down. But yeah, these Crypt Horrors are getting absolutely toasted. Same goes for these Varguys here, a bit overextended, trying to chase after Onyx Crowmen, but a counter charge from Zhao Ming, and another unit of Onyx Crowmen will be, mostly finishing them off. Now these Varguys forgot to went back into the skies and now are charging into some Peasant Long Spears on the ground, and they're taking a ton of damage from the charge deflection, all these Iron Hail Gunners and Grace of Kuei Yin shooting in, and yep, that unit is dead for sure. Over here, the Crypt Horrors are charging into the Righteous Lances, and the Varguys plus the Blood Dragon are finally moving over and hopefully help out the fight in the front line. Zombies and skeleton clashing into the Peasant Long Spears like waves upon rocks. And yeah, these waves are breaking for sure, as they are not penetrating those heavy defenses of the Long Spears, being buffed up by that Harmony melee stat boost. Over here, good news for the Vampire Counts. They managed to break down some... Oh, where did you come from, Direwolves? But yeah, they managed to break 1 unit of Iron Hail Gunners, but the Devils of Shrutsofen took quite a bit of damage. And over here, Blood Dragon tries to disrupt the other unit of Iron Hail, but the Grace of Kuei Yin is still shooting just fine. Somehow... Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to look at it, but Blood Dragon Vampire Lord did have Gaze of Nagash, and actually knocked out a bunch of these Grand Cathay cannon models. yeah, forgot to highlight that, but Gaze of Nagash really good counter cannon spell now, so because their projectiles aim at individual models randomly. So yeah, managed to pick off those Cathay artillery models, but yeah, things are still looking really grim for Vampire Counts as they're killing power. All their monsters are running out of steam, slowly being picked off by Onyx Crowman. These Devils of Shroud are faring slightly better, but being surrounded by Cathay infantry, especially Jade Warrior with halberds, and then Zhao Ming himself is in the fray, while the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is a little bit too far to help. Probably should have just commit into 1v1 against Zhao Ming and maybe try to win that fight. And yeah, things are not looking great for the Vampire accounts for sure. Peasant Long Spears are holding just fine against the zombies and skellies. Yeah, skellies. The rest of the undead troops are slowly being finished off. Oof, painful. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord being hit by Gray's Mark of Ying and reducing that missile resistance and armor, allowing the Iron Hill Gunners to do more damage against them, while the Devils of Soften still fighting in the middle of all these enemy troops. I guess some Skeleton Spears in the fray actually helps them out pretty well, but yeah, overall, the undead are just falling apart. Iron Hill Gunners are disrupted by zombies. This is a regular unit, not a summoned one, so they're pushing in, but it is just down to the Blood Dragon carrying the day, and I doubt he has what it takes here. A bit of Helm of the Scorch trying to duel out Zhao Ming with sort of anti-heroes and heart piercing to add that extra weapon strength, but alas, in the end, he was not able to uphold his leadership as the balance of power takes over. And that shall be the end of game 2, with Golden Floof once again taking a win. Anyways, the Devils of Shroud in here has some really good damage dealt, but overall, the Vargeist just, yeah, not great, honestly. Being shot and being swarmed by Onyx Crowman. Onyx Crowman is just really solid, trading into these unarmored vampire who went crazy. And yeah, Crypt Horror is absolutely horrible monstrous infantry these days, so don't even bother depending on them, and the rest of the army just doesn't quite manage to carry their weight, while on the other side, Rank of the Onyx Crowman just really nice in picking off swarming the Vargeist, but the real power lies in the missiles and the righteous lances of Wei Jing. And Iron Hill Gunners did some solid work too, while the Peasant held the line against the Vampire Chaff. Throwing all the Chaff head-on into the spears probably is not a good idea. Maybe just throw in the zombies into the spears and the skeletons can just walk around and try to get into the back line. Might have worked better. But yeah, I do think that a little bit of a mistake might have been used on the Vargeist here, as they were caught out being charged by an Onyx Crowman, and they are pretty much a glass cannon, so they take a lot of damage if impacted by a charge. But yeah, let's just jump back into the replay just to see how the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord picked off the cannons with his Gazes of Nagash. Honestly, how do you fight Cathay with counts as count? I actually don't know. Actually, might be Grave God with great weapons, and then a bunch of cavalry. I wouldn't put as much into aerial power, just cause maybe I'll just spam a bunch of Felbets and maybe bring again still a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, but yeah, this is honestly not great. But I suppose if the chariot actually works with the new collision, oh boy, yeah, the Gaze of Nagash is just straight up picks off 2 of the cannon models in the first shot, and then yeah, but I don't know, I wouldn't. How would I play this? Oh, this is how the other cannons got. Okay, another Gaze of Nagash and finished off the cannon. So the Warhounds went, the Direwolves went into the Iron Hail Gunners. But overall, it's just rough. Like, all the undead units got bunched up onto like one single Peasant Long Spear and just got stuck and couldn't push into the back line. But yeah, I probably would, like, if in the new patch chariots actually work, we can maybe try to use Black Coach, but funny reason why you've never seen Black Coach It's never been good ever since it came out. Not even in Warhammer 1, not in Warhammer 2. Yeah, not even in Warhammer 2 when chariots were broken for a while. Yeah, nobody used them at all. Yeah, the black coaches are fucked. So maybe, perhaps, hopefully they will be better in the next patch, but we shall see. It takes too long for the black coach to pay off in battle as well. It takes too long to charge up its abilities. But yeah, let's go into the next battle. It's been so long since chariots were good, it would be nice to see, hopefully not overpowered. You never know. CA is really good at making poor units overpowered to try and fix things, but oh well. Third battle, Golden Floof is on 2 wins now, so it is indeed match point. If you want to see a bit of a longer stream of battles, you want CaptTelus as the Kislev army to win. I know it's meta and all, but yeah, for the sake of more content, we will have to see Kislev winning this one. But if you want to see Golden Floof winning, well, this is Beastman. Oh, double Gorgon and the Jabber Slave, the Jibber Jabber Gorgon build. Oof, pain. We have 2 very meta armies here now. One, the meta faction, and then 2, the meta build from the Beastmen. If it weren't for Crowman, I would say maybe the new Hex Wraiths could do something against Cathay. I doubt it. Hex Wraiths are too fragile to do anything. And don't forget about all the Dragon Lords of the Grand Cathay. They all do magic attacks, so they automatically delete those Hex Wraiths for you. But yeah, other than that, let's just check out the army builds here. We have for the Kislev army, a front line of Kislevi warriors, second line of armored Kossars, third line of missiles, all of them Akshina and Booshers, one of them the Wolf Hearts with their net, and a fourth line of Kossars. Yeah, a very thick formation there. Oh yeah, Kossars and the regular Kossars with spears, but a very thick, deep formation with a few winged lances and yeah, spreading out to protect the flanks and rear, and then leading the army a single Ice Witch of Ice coming in with Death Frost only, just really trying to spam that single entity targeting direct damage to drain away the unhealing Beastman entities. Hey, CaptTelus, you are yeah, we are actually casting your game. Surprise, surprise, all 5 games have you in there. But yeah, welcome and check out your games, and I'm pretty sure you know how you did in every single battle, but please don't spoil the chat for the sake of our entertainment. But yeah, anyways, Kislevi army done. On the Beastman side, a front line of Angor Spears and a couple Pestigors, second line of a ton of monstrosity, double Gorgon, Jabber Slave, and then leading the army Great Brave Shaman of Shadows, the Zantigors of Tinge, and Angor Raiders, another unit of Zantigors, and that's it for army builds. Actually, Great Brave Shaman Shadow coming in with Pit of Shades and Enfeebling Foe. I'm not sure if I agree with the Enfeebling Foe choice. I would probably go for Melkov since it's good against missile infantry. I mean, just multi-model infantry and enemy cavalry. So it would have been great against, like, say, Wolf Heart and the Winged Lancers. But let's see what happens here. As the Beastmen do have a very strong composition of army. The double Gorgon Jabber Slave build is the pain of a lot of players because it's really hard to shut down these high mass units that can just push through your ranks. But if anyone can stop them, it's gonna be Kislev with their mass missile spam, because, well, Beastmen monsters after all. They don't have that much armor. 50 armor on the Jabber Slave with no missile resistance. Yes, he can heal in melee, but it only trickles in. So the strength from flash, 0.2% health per second, that's like what, 20 health per second? But if you're burst down by like missiles, it's gonna be a pain in the arse for sure, and you can't actually get enough heal to quickly overcome that. Anyways, Pesticle is charging into Kislevi warrior, just kind of wrecking them on the charge, and here comes the Gorgon as well, bulldozing through enemy defenses. The problem, okay, actually, Gorgon even got a couple hits onto the Ice Witch, doing some really nice work here. The problem for Beastmen, though, you can see the Jabber Slave is taking tons of damage from all the focused fire. 2 different units focusing on them. Actually, a third one for a bit due to armored Cossars. A bit of a pit of shades here, trying to nuke these armored Cossars, but they will hold their Kislevites after all. While the Angkor spears are struggling to break through the Kislev melee infantry, over here Pesticle is chasing after the Akshina ambushes, but the Jabber's life is already done for. There's just too much missiles, man. 3 units constantly shooting at it, and it's just getting whittled down. Even with the missile resistance, it's not surviving for too long here. Jabber's life getting on top of the wolf hordes. They're slowing them down with the Tears of Nurgle, managing to just distract them from shooting and the Jabber's life. Now the Jabber's life can continue to just jump around enemy units. The problem is that nothing's low leadership on that end, so the Mortis engine effect of the Jabber's life isn't working. Over here, Akshina ambushers have been routed off, and the Tentacles managed to outtrade the Winged Lancers, now trying to chase off enemy units. These Akshina ambushers would be a good target, and that's exactly what they're going to do now. Winged Lancers over here, though, has returned from charging the front line and trying to run down the Pesticles, but the Gorgon is in the fray. One Gorgon has been routed, being shot by enemy missiles. These Cossars were part of the help as well, but yeah. Angkor spears... Armored Cossars are now turning over to shoot at the Angkor Raider. This Gorgon has been chased off for a bit by the Ice Witch, and most of the Kislevite formation, all these missiles have been secured. Tentacles are trying to circle around after chasing off the Akshina ambushers, trying to go after something else, while Pesticles continues to push on. This Gorgon is now quickly getting whittled down by the sheer number of missiles here. Armored Cossars with pistols are shooting in. Armored Cossars, yeah, pistols are all shooting in. Winged Lancers disrupting the Angkor Raiders at the back, while on the far side, Tentacles are trying to return to help out. Oof, pain. Another Death Frost from the Ice Witch of Ice there, draining away the health of the Gorgon and forcing it into a rout as well. The Death Frost definitely have racked up quite a bit of value so far. On the far side, the Jabber's life somehow managed to survive, but will be staying on the far side, not going back into the fight. And yeah, a little bit of a Blizzard nuking the Kislevite warrior. Oh wait, no, this Pit of Shades. Why am I thinking Blizzard? But yeah, a little bit of Pit of Shades nuking the Kislevite warrior, but the problem are all these remaining missiles, who still have quite a bit of ammo. These Cossars can turn around and shoot at Pesticles. The same goes for these Cossars with spears. Just the crossfire is just gonna whittle down the Pesticles. Even with their missile resistance, it's not gonna be enough to save them. And double Gorgon are coming back, but this one's braving the pistol shots from the armored Cossars. Might be able to get into the fight. Yep, he is getting into the melee alongside the Tentacles and Pesticles. Should be able to do some good damage to the armored Cossars. Great Brave Shaman of Shadows desperately trying to shut down those Akshina ambushers, or at least silence them, preventing them from firing. But there are just so many missiles from the Kislevite, and the Gorgon is just taking more and more damage now that these Cossars are firing in. And yeah, the Gorgon is not doing too hot. Oh, and the Akshina ambush is shooting as well. The Gorgon is slowly getting some heals. This one is definitely getting some decent heals so far. Not a lot of stuff shooting towards him. Oh, never mind. Some of the armed Cossars are firing in. This guy is gonna die. Death Frost draining the last bit of health, and also arrows flying in. And yeah, the still being in melee is barely keeping his HP online, but with a couple more volleys, it's just gonna straight up die now that he's out of melee and out of healing. Gorgon still fighting in the mix with the Pesticle support, but yeah, his HP is maybe slowly recovering thanks to the nearby Gorgon providing those meat shields, but yeah, it's not quite fast enough to handle all of these Armored Cossars pistols. There are still a lot of Kislev infantry left, and they are just easily dispatching all these Gorgons. A couple more volleys might just see them off. All that's left is just some battered Beastman infantry and the still very much healthy Great Brave Shaman of Shadows. If the Brave Shaman has Melkovs... Oh, the Jabberslav actually came back to do some fighting, but got shot dead, I suppose. But yeah, if the Great Brave Shaman had a Melkovs, it would have been nice to just drain away the Wolf Hearts, remaining health, drain away the health of the Cossars and the Armored Cossars, just do a bit more damage, allowing the Jabberslav and Gorgon to stay around for a little bit longer. But as of right now, everything's shattered. All that's left is the Great Brave Shaman of Shadows. A bit of a Death Frost and enemy melee attacks will be finishing him off. And don't forget, these guys are Wolf Hearts, Akshina ambushers with 36 and 36 attack and defense. So yeah, they actually have better stats than the Great Brave Shaman in melee. Actually, let's see how the Jabber died. I wanna check it out. But yeah, like even the Ashina ambushers can handle themselves pretty well against the Great Brave Shaman. Wait, actually, they have more stats than the Pestigors. So even if they get charged by the Pestigors, yes, they will take some damage, but they will be just fine. Let's fast forward here. As we witness the Pestigors charge in, and maybe the Ashina ambushers will stand their ground. We shall see. Yeah, the Pestigors are trying to go after the Ashina ambushers, but Ashina ambushers took a charge and then taking some solid damage, but they're also dishing out some decent damage back. Yeah. Well, all the arrows, concaves of arrow fire just nukes the health on the Jabber's life and Gorgon, who is too busy fighting the Ice Witch, which means he is distracted away and not really dealing with these 3 units of missile firing in. Especially these armored Kossars and Ashina ambushers are all firing at point blank. Okay, so yeah. So that's just a lot of missile damage that the Beastmen are unable to handle. Where's the Jabber's life? Oh yeah. The Jabber's life's on the far side, just considering how to do battle. But only with 150 health, they're not gonna help out at all at the remainder of the fight. The Beastmen actually had a bit of advantage in terms of balance of power, but yeah, there's just too much missiles, and they don't have enough armor to tank it. But yeah, with new mode coming in, we don't have to worry about balance of power anymore. And the Jabberslav tries to get into a fight again, but just as it got close, it just got dissuaded by a volley of missiles and died there. Yep. Let's go into the 4th game now that CaptTelus managed to drag a win back and stay in the game. And yeah, 4th game, it's gonna be a battle of Zantigors. Wait, there's no Zantigors on Golden Floof side, it's Tinge. This might be madness, but no Zantigors. I guess you'd probably want... let's see what happens here. Very interesting build from both sides. Beastmen going with a combination of Pestigors and Zantigors, while the Tinge army is going for a flying kite build. So, army build, Beastmen. Front line of Pestigors, Gorehurts with shields, and a regular Gorehurt. Oh shit. What games have been cast already? I basically casting it in like a chronological order. The 1st game, 2nd game, 3rd game. Now we're on the 4th game. So yeah. I just turned off the blocker. But yeah, so this is the 4th game. And this is the Beastmen versus Tinge. For the Beastmen army, a front line of Gorehurts mixed in with Pestigors and, well, Gorehurts without shields and Gorehurts with shields. 2nd line of Angorehurts and a bit of Angor Spearhurts protecting the rear, flanked by a bunch of regular Zantigors, mixture of Zantigors and Chaos Warhounds with poison as well. More Beastmen move, yes! Beastmen is actually one of the stronger factions now because of all the new toys they get alongside the Chaos factions. Like every single new Gore unit has been pretty solid for their specific roles, and the Zantigors as well is a very solid mobility, which is why we're seeing them right here. Mixture of Zantigors, regular Zantigors, and Chaos Warhounds with poison on the right flank as well, leading the army a Dumble with no abilities on him other than the default Blood Greed, and he is supported by a Brave Shaman of Wild. I suppose the Dumble is relatively cheap, and you're just bringing him for the dazed effect anyways, for the melee debuff, melee defense debuff. On the other side of the battlefield, a ton of mobility actually. 3 units of Marauder Horsemen and 2 Change Bringers. 3 Furies, and oh, there's a 1 sneaky Angor Spearhurst on the far side corner of the battlefield. And yeah, there's a box right in front of the Stonehenge of Greenskins. Do they have checker marks in here? They do have checker marks. I thought it's just a 40k thing, but no. The checker mark is a universal thing of Greenskins. But yeah, this is proof that the British people is just greenskins. Or they evolved from the greenskins, you know. But yeah, other than Stonehenge, we have a little bit of a Zangos flanking some Chaos Warriors of Tinge, backed up by a single Sour Gut. They're just kind of standing in front of this Stonehenge because it is an impossible terrain, and they won't be worrying about getting flanked from right behind. But there are still a couple gaps that enemies can sneak in, or if the Zangos brick, then yeah, the backline will eventually be compromised. Leading the army, we have a single Lord of Change. Oh, yeah, the legendary one, actually. The Blue Fire of Tinge with and Barona's Time Warp for that melee attack boost. I don't know how useful is this, because most of the damage dealing power of this build lies in the missiles anyways, which are absolutely roasting on the Senegals, by the way, and doing a lot of damage. Oof, painful. Blue Fire also trying to just snipe out the Bracing of Wild, but let's see whether it will succeed. Chain Barriers did take some damage from the Angor Raiders, so yeah, took some damage. But they're now trying to burn down the Gorehurts. I don't know if this is the best choice here. They probably want to reserve their ammo against the Sentinels and Tentacles, because melee-wise, I think the Tinge army can handle it just fine. The problem is the mobility. They really need to cut down the mobility, preventing them from cycle charging or chasing off their own mobility. But we shall see what happens here. Another Blue Fire, this time going after the Angor Raiders, trying to just whittle down those missiles that are threatening the Changebringers. Now they're burning down the Pestigals, another flame, but most of the Tinge barrier managed to block the damage. Fury's diving in, trying to catch out the Angor Raiders. They succeeded. Now Sentinel is recharging them though, quickly wrecking them in combat. Flamethrowers, the Changebringers are trying to just burn down the Beastmen units, but alas, they are now distracted by the Tentacles, who are charging into the Marauder Horsemen. Really nice catch by the Beastmen army here, and also like kind of luring the Flamethrowers to shoot at the Gorehurts from like a vertical angle, which is not exactly great use of their fire. It's best to use them from a distance so they spread around and do a bit more AoE damage. But right now, a lot of the damage are done into like a spread out formation with not a lot of concentration of units to maximize the damage output. So yeah, a bit of a miss micro, I suppose, on the Tinge army side. But here are some really blobbed up Tinge units, and the Changebringers are doing some good damage. Oh, they're trying to burn down the Bray Shaman, perhaps? Oh, no, they're still burning down the Senegals. And this Senegal unit is almost done for. However, the Changebringers are also running out of ammo. 3 volleys on these ones, 4 volleys on these ones, and they're still firing at like moving targets, which are not exactly great for their low projectile speed. The Tinge box though holding on fine for now, but the Doomball is rushing in, just punching these Sour Guts in the face. Now the Changebringers are burning down Pestigals, but also doing some friendly fire, very literally, to the friendly Tangos. Halberd Warriors though managed to beat back the Pestigals just fine, but the AP on the Pestigals means that they're doing some really cost-efficient damage. Over here, the Marauders Horsemen of Tinge are trying to run down some archers, but Chaos Warhounds will poison if they charge into them. Yeah, they will just chill them up just fine. Things are looking quite even so far, ever so slightly in favor of Tinge, since they still have a lot of powerful missiles left, but their Marauder Horsemen are running out, as they're one after the other. They got caught in melee, and the Changebringers are also running out of ammo. They only have 2 volleys on these ones, and they need to make every single volley count, every single shot count, if I dare say. Perhaps the Changebringers can just come over and do some rear charge against the Angor Spears. That would be nice. But as for the front line, the Zangors are breaking under the pressure of a combination of Gorehurt and the Doomball himself. Now the Changebringers are rear charging into the Angor Spears, trying to use that barrier to take all those counter retaliating damage. Ooh, a bit of a miss micro there. Sour Guts pushing out, trying to shoot at the Senegals of Tinge, but that dragged them out of position, allowing the Chaos Warhounds and Senegals to just catch them. Thankfully, a little bit of Gaze of Fate trying to save them here, pinning down the Senegals, allowing the Changebringers to just burn them down, while Sour Guts continue to fight on. Over here, the Angor Spears have been routed away by the Changebringers, and they couldn't even break through the barriers on these Changebringers. So the Changebringers are holding just fine. Ooh, a Traderkin's coming in. Yeah, and I have been missing out all the Traderkin cast, but this one, once again, doing some really nice damage, I suppose, to the Sour Guts, Halberd Warriors, and the Changebringers. How much damage has the Brave Shaman of Wild did? Probably like 2-3 casts, but of Traderkin. But at this point, he has been sniped by the Blue Fire Spam, and the Traderkin is no more. That leaves the Beastmen in a slightly worse spot. Though I do think that they do have enough melee power to just kill everything still on the field for the Tinge army. Since Tinge is pretty much just down to one Zango unit, one battered Chaos Warrior with Halberd, and the Kairos Fate Weaver, who has piss poor melee stats, 35 attack, 20 melee defense, and if he got dazed, 10 melee defense. On the far side, Changebringers are caught in combat by Sentinels, and they will be quickly cut down, and there's no saving of them for sure. As Warhounds are piling in as well, they can't even pull out of the fight in the front of faster combatant. And Kairos too busy fighting the Dumble right now. Gorehorts are running in to help out their Leash Lord. And yeah, Tangors are rushing in as well. They should be able to beat up the regular Gorehorts just fine. The problem is there's nothing on the team side to really kill off the Dumble other than Blue Fire Spam, perhaps. That's like the only bet. I guess the Dumble also does good damage, but he's rushing in. And boom! A very nice charge attack, rolling the Dumble into the middle of a bunch of Chaos Warriors, and the Bolt of Change, because it targeted the Dumble, it drops right in the middle of a bunch of Warriors as well. And that nuked, like, half of the remaining HP of the Halberds away, since they already are on a very low HP count. And with that balance of heart is tipping in the favor of Beastmen right now, as they are running out of infantry support. The Halberd Warriors are not gonna be allowed to come back with Warhounds so nearby to chase them. But yeah, they're very tattered. Now Warhounds are jumping onto Sour Guts, preventing them from shooting into any Beastmen unit. Kairos Fate Weaver is holding for now, using that Oracle of Eternity, adding that plus 44% damage resistance, combined with the physical resistance, that's 64% resistance against the Dumble attack, so he has been tanking. The problem is the rest of his army is not tanking at all, and he's getting swarmed by all these Beastmen units. Zangos are falling, and the Sour Guts as well, they're fading away from reality. Kairos Fate Weaver is now surrounded with a bunch of Beastmen infantry moving in, archers firing in as well. I don't think they are going to do too much damage against the wonky bird model, but the Dumble is just going to punch Kairos in the face. And without any remaining units on the Tinge army side, these are Zandagos that are not Tinge for some reason. Since they have defected, they're just pledging allegiance for a bit for like the blessing of Tinge. And once they got it, they just, in a true Tinge fashion, betrayed their allegiance and decided to help out the Beastmen again. So, yeah. Angor Raiders firing onto Kairos. Kairos trying really hard to duel the Dumble. He's trying for sure, but the Dumble still 38 melee defense is gonna be enough to just punch, just angry punching Kairos to death. Though, wait, he just got knocked around by? He just got knocked around by? He just got knocked around by Kairos. That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing of you, Dumble. But yeah, GG to CaptTelus once again winning, and the next game is gonna be a true match point. That will be at the 5th and final game between the two players. And for the army performances so far, Sendigos doing some really solid work, and Zandagos as well. Just chasing after the Marauder Horsemen and just catching them, keeping them on the run, finishing them off. And without the skirmishing cavalry to kind of like pick apart the mobility, the initiative was in Beastman's hands. Yes, Kairos is just sniping the Brave Shaman of Wild and whatnot, but they don't really, like the Tinge army, after using up all the Changebringers ammo, they don't really have a good solution to kill Dumble. Changebringers did a lot of damage, earning back their value for sure, but the problem is that the rest of the army couldn't really carry their own weight. The Furies died too early, way too early, and yeah, Halberd Warriors did fine though. Just beating back waves of Beastmen, just not quite enough to carry the game to victory. Alright, Screen Blocker. Oh, well, why do I bother about Screen Blocker? It is a 2-2 scenario now. It is a 2-2 scenario now. So this is one final game. Slaanesh versus Khorne. CaptTelus going with Slaanesh, led by Azazel, and Khorne, played by Golden Floof with Skarbrand, the Exiled. This is going to be a really, really close battle. I actually checked this out beforehand. And one of the reasons why I decided to cast this live is because this battle is just so close. And I kind of forgot which one won, so I'm gonna be in for a surprise just like you guys. I just remember it's really, really close. And yeah, it is a perfect game to end this on. But yeah, we have some very solid infantry and lord choices here. You might remember before you click into the stream, you have seen a thumbnail of Kanarak, the soon to come. Oh shit, I forgot the army blocker. Maybe no, I didn't forget the army blocker. Okay, cool. But yeah, you might remember Kanarak is coming in the new patch tomorrow, which is why I suppose Golden Floof want his plays on the thumbnail to be taken by the three-headed flesh hound, while CaptTelus decided to go for Azazel. I suppose this final matchup is the reason why. I just swapped their direction a bit though, because I find that the picture of Kanarak was not exactly great to be on the right. I could have flipped it, I suppose, but alas, it is what it is. So let's just have a look at this final showdown between the two players. On the left side, we have CaptTelus going for Tinge, a skirmishing force of Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. Wait, why did I say Tinge? Anyways, a skirmishing force of Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, and then a second line of Chaos Warriors and Chosens of Slaanesh. That is some very solid defensive infantry that can hold the line for ages, especially the Chosens. But there's also an offensive infantry. Bringers of Beguilement no longer causing rampage, but they do have the charmed melee attack debuff as a Slaanesh unit that has Slaanesh seduction unit. And perhaps this is gonna be a showdown between the two most elite demonic infantry, because on the other side we have Hellforged Host. Two very solid damage dealers, and we'll see who is more killy than the other. Anyways, for the rest of the Slaanesh army, Chaos Knights of Slaanesh, and leading the army, Azazel himself, with Pavane of Slaanesh, Acquiescence to debuff enemy melee defenses, and Demon Blade. I don't know if Pavane is as strong as the other spells against the Khorne army, simply because, well, it's Khorne. All they do is melee. They're just gonna run into combat whatever. So like, they don't really have a missile unit to rampage. But I suppose if you can pin down a key unit in a key engagement, you can just kind of keep it there, get stuck, and just pick it off. But yeah, it's Skarbrand though. So this lord would be always wanting to pick a fight, and I don't think he will be as affected by rampage like other lords. Anyways, and I think that's it for. Oh wait. Okay, Azazel also have Temptator for that damage resistance, Demon Blade for Discourage effect to either rout the Marauders or crumble to just force the demons into demonic instability. And yeah, that's it for Azazel, I believe. Yeah, that's it. Okay, on the other side, we have Khorne. Front line of Marauders, second line, well, not second line, but more like a Hellforged Host as a super elite infantry backing them up. And then a ton of mobility as well. 3 units of Furies, 4 units of Furies, Khorne Furies, so extra killy with their additional aggressive stats of 46 after buffed up by Frenzy. And then 2 units of 3 units of Chaos Knights. Yeah, 3 units of Khorne Knights, and leading the army Skarbrand the Exile. Very solid pick, since his rampage can prevent the Slaanesh mobility from cycle charging, but there's not a lot of cycle charging mobility. Slaanesh is actually going for a frontal engagement approach. Maybe the rampage will be good against the Marauder Horsemen, but we shall see. Marauder frontline moving up, trying to just eat those Javis with their shields, hoping to tank some damage. Rampage is still useful into core mobility. It is indeed. But I don't know. But I don't know in this one. I guess they can keep the Corn mobility in the fight. But yeah, in the skies, Pavane of Slanesh, that I just said this might not be good against Corn, but it is already deleting a unit of Corn Fury as the Marauders are firing in while the Corn Furies are too busy fighting Azazel. But the Corn Furies are actually giving Azazel a run for their money, doing some pretty good damage, like a quarter of his HP gone. Scarbrand is turning on that Rage Embodied, but that's not rampaging Azazel down onto the ground, because he was already engaging the Furies in the skies. A lot of stuff is happening. And let's just slow down a bit. Furies charging into the Marauder Horsemen of Slanesh at the back there, while Chaos Warriors are getting charged by Furies. Due to the charge angle, I suppose. They landed over here, tried to charge after the Marauder Horsemen, who were probably around here earlier, but then just kind of got dragged into the Chaos Warriors of Slanesh. But Hellforge Hosts are coming and they are going to cut down these Chaos Warriors without any issue. Azazel rampage for a second down onto the ground, and Scarbrand is trying to give him the taste of his axe, his bronze axe. Brass axe, not bronze, brass axe. The Volt Marauders of Slanesh getting charged by Chaos Knights. They're gonna take a bunch of damage. Marauders of Corn moving up, and they will just crash into a bunch of Hell Scourge and shields and just die on contact. But let's see if things are gonna be different for the Corn army elsewhere. Like these Chaos Knights here, 2 versus 1 against the the Slanesh Knights. Oof, got stuck by in the middle of a bunch of Corn Knights. This is not going to be good for them as they're running out of health. Azazel, though, yeah, still stuck on the ground, and Scarbrand is having issues. Is he trying to hump Azazel? Oh god, it's not safe for work, boy. But yeah, Azazel managed to get out without taking a single hit from Scarbrand. Unfortunate for Scarbrand there, due to animation issues. Let's see if the new patch works a bit better for these guys, but yeah, that was very unfortunate for Corn. That could have been a big, major pick for Corn, but alas, that did not happen. Now, Marauders are charging into Chaos Warriors. Corn Cavalry managed to catch and pressure the Marauder Horsemen, while the Marauders of Corn are dwindling in front of the superior heavy infantry. However, the Hellforge host is just holding on just fine. They're slicing and dicing the Chaos Warriors while taking very little damage in return. They have enough aggressive stats that, yeah, they don't really care about the high melee defense of the Chaos Warriors of Slanesh. At the back here, though, being charged by the Bringers of Beguilement, the Chaos Knights are in a bit of trouble, since the Bringers of Beguilement actually is fast enough to just keep up with the Chaos Knights, who are just moving and stopping for a bit. And then as soon as they stop, they're just getting cut down. Acquiescence slowing their speed down to 53. And now the Bringers of Beguilement really fast enough to catch up with the Knights. 54 versus the 53 with Acquiescence. And Chaos Marauder Horsemen are sacrificing themselves to pin down the Chaos Knights. Really nice catch by the Slanesh player, by CaptTelus, as the Bringers of Beguilement are just cutting down those Chaos Knights. However, the frontline wise, Scarbrand is dumpstering these Chaos Warriors. Hellforge hosts cutting through the Warriors as well. Marauders are losing against the Warriors, but yeah, the rest of the Warriors not doing so hot. Chosen are holding on just fine, though. They're 70 melee defense, being a super duper elite infantry. Yeah, they're just tanking for days. Even Scarbrand charging in is not doing that much damage against them. Chaos Warriors, though, they are not gonna have a good time against the Hellforge hosts. However, Hellforge hosts have a more concerning issue to deal with, this pressing threat of Bringers of Beguilement, 2 most aggressive infantry charging into each other, and it seems that the Bringers of Beguilement is actually having a better end of the trade, and on top of the Acquiescence debuffing the melee defense of the Hellforge hosts. However, Scarbrand is in the fight here, trying to dumpster these Bringers of Beguilement. Hellforge hosts is fighting on just fine, though Bringers of Beguilement seems to have a better charge impact. However, once they enter into prolonged combat plus Scarbrand helping out, Hellforge hosts cut down the Bringers of Beguilement with the tiniest bit of HP left in the end. On the far side there, Marauder Horsemen of Slanesh managed to deal with some Furies and are now chasing off some tattered Chaos Knights. They won't allow these Chaos Cavalry to come back, these Corn Cavalry to come back, while Hellforge hosts getting a bit of reinforcement from the Marauders of Corn. They are almost crumbling, but not quite so, because of Scarbrand putting that encouragement aura to sustain their leadership, keeping them in the fight for now. 0 leadership, but still refuses to fade away, and their leadership once again stabilizes as the Chaos Warriors are being Psycho Charged to death here. Yeah. The Chosen are still holding on strong though, but ooh, Health Marshals really putting in a good fight. Cutting down the Chaos Warriors, now down to half health, and because they're supported by the Marauders of Khorne are taking some hits that would have landed on the Health Marshals otherwise, while the Health Marshals can focus on just fighting, cutting down this the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. Skarbrand, though, being a big bulky target, he is being shot by a bunch of Horsemen of Slaanesh. Khorne cavalry trying to just chase down and pressure away these missile threats, but yeah, they're countercharged by a different unit of Murder Horsemen and will be finished off in melee combat. Is this Pavane of Slaanesh to drain away health from Skarbrand? Yep, that is exactly what's happening, rampaging him into the Chosen. And so maybe Azazel can just go ahead and do a bit of backstabbing against Skarbrand. The Khorne cavalry has been holding on just fine for now, getting quite a bit of value overall, as they were a pretty decent counter against the Slaanesh cavalry. They have good enough armor to mitigate the impact, the damage from the Chaos Knights, but they themselves have aggressive stats that are good at cutting through the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. But yeah, overall, Azazel is just avoiding Skarbrand right now. He does not want to enter into a fight against these guys. And yeah, the Hellforge Host has been finished off in the end. Not sure, not quite catching the final moments of that unit, but they're gone from the field now. It's just these Chaos Knights of Khorne Psycho Charging and Skarbrand Psycho Charging. These Chaos Knights are able to double team these Slaanesh Knights, so the Khorne Knights should be able to win this, especially with Skarbrand in the fray. The Slaanesh Knights won't tear out though, so that is a boon for Slaanesh for sure. The problem is, can they finish off Skarbrand, who is still pretty healthy right now? There's a lot of there are quite a few javelins left on the field. Not a lot of models, but they do have 10 volleys on each, so that's quite a lot of damage. So the Khorne Knights will be trying to catch them, but they're just too slow to catch up with the fast and swift and agile skirmishers. While Skarbrand's still busy just killing a bunch of Chosen in a prolonged fight, Khorne Knights will be Psycho Charging. These guys will go ahead and go after the Murder Horsemen. But yeah, overall, Khorne is just relying on this Cav Blob and Skarbrand himself. Azazel just flying around trying to like trying to chase away the Khorne units and stay away from Skarbrand for sure. If he gets too close, he will just get lured into combat, and Skarbrand will just come and dumpster him in the fight. So we shall see. Pavane of Slaanesh is draining away the health of Chaos Knights of Khorne. Oh, Azazel got Rampage, but he tried to Skarbrand tried to charge him, but he instead got stabbed by Azazel for a bit and took a bit of damage and knocked him around, not doing the damage on the first hit, but the second hit comes in and Skarbrand starts doing some pretty good work. However, Demon Blade pokes back from Azazel here, and Skarbrand might have got a worse end from that trade, unable to do much damage to Azazel while taking quite a bit in return. Now Azazel is doing some Psycho Charging while the Khorne Knights are too busy dealing with the Murder Horsemen and the Infantry, the Chaos Warriors, and the last bit of Chosen still in the mix. Now the Murder Horsemen of Slaanesh really needs to start throwing at Skarbrand, but they're not doing so just yet. While they're throwing at Skarbrand, chipping away his health, but his physical resistance and armor will help him mitigate some of that damage. Wait, no. Physical resistance doesn't help here because Slaanesh Murder Horseman does magic damage. Anyways, the Horsemen got routed away by Skarbrand. Khorne Knights, the last bit of them, are Psycho Charging, hoping to do more impact damage, disrupt the Chosen, allowing Skarbrand to do more damage. The Murderers of Khorne have been routed. Probably it's gonna be the same for the Chaos Warriors, but the Marauders have been shattered. The Warriors are still holding on for now, while the Khorne Knights continues to Psycho Charge, as Skarbrand constantly interrupts the pursuit of these Chaos Warriors against the Khorne Knights. So the Khorne mobility can actually extract themselves from combat and just Psycho Charge around, but yeah, the Chaos Knights of Khorne are almost done for. Another in acquiescence, lowering the melee defense of Skarbrand as Azazel Psycho charges in. On the far side, there are Khorne Marauders being charged down by the Murder Horsemen, and Azazel just refusing to rampage into Skarbrand, really, as he was trying to go after the Chaos Knights, but oh no, Azazel has been rampaged into Skarbrand this time, and Skarbrand is dumpstering him in a straight up fight. Azazel needs to get out of there ASAP, And he is gonna do that, but Scarbrand would put in one more hit into the Teen Lord, not quite killing him though, so maybe perhaps the Javelins can pull this around. It is super close right now, as Korn has lost everything other than Scarbrand himself. Chaos Warriors of Slanesh and the Chosen are still holding on, trying to keep Scarbrand, trying to keep Scarbrand distracted in this fight. And Azazel trying to get back some vigor using that Sweet Sorrow, not really using the speed and charge speed buffs right now. On the far side, Horn Knights have returned, but they'll be quickly rear-charged by the Marauder Horsemen of Slanesh and will be quickly routed. Couldn't get that charge leadership bonus, and this leaves Scarbrand himself in the fight using Acquiescence, lowering the melee defense of Scarbrand as Azazel is trying to challenge him once more while Javelins shoot in. Probably a bit premature of jumping in with Azazel, but unfortunately this time the Jank is working against Slanesh right now, as Azazel struggles to land and put a hit into Scarbrand. Now the Murder Horseman has to jump in just to distract Scarbrand from killing Azazel. And Azazel, yeah, things are looking really rough for Slanesh for sure. Balance of Power is in favor of Korn, but maybe Azazel can still get it. Because Marauder Horsemen of Slanesh, if they remains in the combat, oh, never mind. If they remains in combat and continues to shoot their javelins, that counts as fulfilling the attacking role. They can just kite away until their ammo is gone, and then they can, and then once Scarbrand is weakened, maybe Azazel will have a chance against Scarbrand. But anyways, now it's all down to this Azazel, super battered, and this Marauder Horseman of Slanesh with the final tad bit of HP left. Azazel will not be trying to fight Scarbrand in his current state. Both are super tattered, but 3000 HP on Scarbrand and Azazel at 1000. Plus, Scarbrand has way more weapon strength. Oh boy, 683 weapon strength versus Azazel at 400. This is not great. Frenzy is still active on Scarbrand, giving him additional damage output, which is why he has that extra weapon strength. And yeah, he's just like trying to finish off the rest of the Slanesh infantry. But finally, a bit of a rampage. Bavane of Slanesh rampaging Scarbrand, but Azazel also jumps in, doing some good damage. But oh, Azazel is just taking too many hits. He is fading away from reality. His horsemen routes before they can get into combat, and that shall be victory for Korn this time. Scarbrand really is just, Scarbrand is really just chatting his way through victory. GG to both CaptTelus and Golden Floof. Very, very close game in this final battle of the Best of 5 series. Solid damage from the Slanesh infantry here. Really good stuff. I probably would like to see more Chosen of Slanesh, I suppose. They would have been really good against all those Marauders and just have an additional anchor compared to just more Chaos Warriors, when the Chosen really have that kind of quality advantage here. They will tank away damage from both the Knights and Marauders just fine, and while the Bringers of Beguilement plus a bit of Pavane can kill off the Hellforge host, and then it's a matter of just shooting everything else to death if you can deal with the Furies. But yeah, really solid performance from the two players throughout the entirety of the Best of 5 series. Scarbrand definitely carrying the game with his angry man. And oh yeah, shit. Chaos Knights of Korn, definitely a good pick against Slanesh. Heavy armor means that the Marauders, the Hell Scourges, and possible Hell Striders would not have the greatest effect against them, while they themselves having good Fury offensive stats. Buffed up by the Frenzy, actually. Frenzy. Having the Frenzy buffing their damage output, they can cut through enemy, cut through the glass cannon Slanesh units just fine. And yeah, Furies though not doing a lot of damage, but mostly just putting pressure onto the enemy skirmish cap. Really good stuff in this game. Hellforge host did less damage than the Bringers of Beguilement, so perhaps Bringers of Beguilement is a better infantry with their melee attack debuff. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for the Best of 5 series. Let me just see if I can do we have a bit of Okay, window capture. Let's see. Can we get something on here? Yeah, let's go. All right, well, we still have some time. We can just have a quick look at the new patch. All right, let me just hydrate myself a bit. But yeah, in this new patch we have some really solid stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me just do that. My screen is a bit too big for this. Alright, cool. Yep, hold on. Give me a second. Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright, this is too big. Give me a second. Alrighty. But yeah, we are having a new patch tomorrow with some really solid updates. Like, finally, a new Karanak, our new hero, is arriving. Our new legendary hero of Korn is arriving with a lot of really cool abilities. Being basically a specifically anti-mage character, pretty much. Having the ability to silence enemy unit and silence enemy from casting spells. No, having a way to net down spellcasters using the talent of Skull Throne. No, not that one. No, the item, this brass collar, yeah. Preventing uses of active abilities and spells, just silencing them, and on top of that, summoning more flash hounds into the fray to pin down enemy, having a net. This is a really lethal combo. You can net down your enemy's caster, jumps in with Karanak, and then swarm it with flash hounds while the rest of the corner units move in and go for the kill. Man, this is gonna be brutal for any spellcaster, but I think the update that gets me most hyped about this patch is actually this conquest mode. It essentially is just land battle with unit caps. And I think this fixes both the problems of land battles and domination. Honestly, I wish this came out the first on day one, as the thing that kind of bridges the convenience of an official game mode and a regulated multiplayer experience. Like, there will be no more draw kiting, no more corner camping. Everyone will have to fight for the flag in the middle of the map. That fixes everything. Without needing to resort to rules and whatnot, but still preserving that kind of that classic land battle experience. Where to find more replays in general to learn from? I would say go to Human Boys Yes Discord and the Nightcrow Clan Discord. Those are two discords with active multiplayer community. They're also specific clan discords, but I think these two are relatively more open to just random people joining in to play in tournaments and whatnot, because Human Boy hosts his tournaments pretty frequently. And on the Nightcrow Clan Discord, you have Tequila Sunset and I. Both are hosting tournaments on a relative regular basis. Like, Tequila Sunset is hosting frequently for sure. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, he tries to host something. And I'm also starting to host more regular stuff on Wednesday. And this Wednesday, one day after the patch drops, we are getting a bit of a faction war format, casual faction war tournament going, where players will be playing as a faction of their choice, and we'll be trying out the new conquest mode. So if you want to have some action, do check it out. Do check out the tournament. Let me just quickly grab the link. Faction Wars. Conquest mode. This Wednesday. EU friendly. There we go. Here's our casual factions war this Wednesday in. I hate this heart thingy. The message. Right. Feel free to join my tournament this Wednesday. Just to try out a bit of that new conquest mode. We're trying it out without like fruit rules or anything. Like it's been an honor to work with fruit rules for like in the past few years, and they've been basically a very strong pillar of the community. Like other than regular caster like Human Boy Yes Yes and Dav, who like does a lot of content creation, I think fruit rules is something that has been keeping the entirety of the land battle scene going for a while, with all the admins putting in all the effort to balance around the units, put in a lot of thought of setting up rules of engagement, especially during the early days where the wording and rule lawyering has been a lot of pain. Really admired their effort, and big props to them just keeping the land battles running. But depending on how it goes for the new conquest mode, I think we'll be seeing a lot less reliance on the fruit rules later on. But it's hard to say what we're gonna it's hard to say where it's gonna go from now on. Like it's still too early to tell. The patch isn't even here yet. But yeah, if conquest mode goes well, we'll be relying less on the fruit rules. Of course, like unit caps might still be a thing, as yeah, unit caps might still be a thing that the multiplayer community might just disagree with CA, but I think that's a much less significant concern than just regulating certain behaviors. And with like the rules of engagement, in my opinion, is the most important part of the fruit rules. And with conquest mode coming, we might like rules of engagement might, unless we want to go for the really traditional land battle experience, we wouldn't need rules of engagement as much. Definitely with the introduction of cap points, this would be a lot more convenient for everyone to play around. So it basically have a lot of like most of the same maps. Yeah, it's pretty much just have the same maps as land battles. They just slap a cap point on top, and voila, we have a we have a whole conquest mode. But yeah, I do wish it came out like, I do wish it came out in the early days of Warhammer 3. That would make like the community less split. There would be less of a division between the community, between the Dom mode and land battles mode. Like if conquest mode is there alongside Dom mode and land battles, and everything is in like effectively conquest mode is just the land battles with capture points, right? So like land battles will still able to enjoy that format without needing to consider about like the replenishing the summoning mechanic of summoning and unsummoning mechanic of domination, which I personally don't enjoy as much, since it doesn't make sense for people to drip feed your troops into the battlefield. If you fight throughout the history, you field everything you have at once and try to just overwhelm your opponent. It makes no sense to just send out units one by one, right? So, anyways, we are custom map display, adding unit sandbox difficulty mode, adding unit how to use it would now be consistent with behavior found in cost first in category, second down on goat cost. Yeah, no, I don't think we need to. Healing tooltip. Yep, they're fixing it. They're adding decimal places, I think. Wait, 2 decimal places, yay! Yeah, before this, they are only displaying like um 1 decimal place. So if you have 0.05% of healing, they would just round it up to 0.1% healing. But the actual value is still 0.05, so it's funny. But yeah, they're fixing it, which is nice. And the healing power is fixed, so flame attacks will be halving the healing as is stated. Before, it doesn't actually affect the healing rate, I think. Doesn't affect this healing modifier number, so but now it does, so it should be working properly now, which is nice. The rest I don't really see. Oh wait, the UI is pretty much just more clearly stating what everything does, so I'm just not gonna I'm just gonna skip these. I don't think they specifically said whether the Thunder Barge has been fixed with their hitbox. So we'll still have to test to see what happens. But yeah, if it's still not fixed, then I hate to be that guy, but I might actually have to. it's gonna be the 3rd time I complain at CA if they still haven't fixed it. I hope they do. And I don't want to go after them for like the Thunder Barge hitbox fix again. But if they don't, then I guess I have to be that guy, I suppose. But yeah, it seems that they are nerfing Spirit Bear, which I don't really care. Oh, Miss Walker's Barrage, the spread is reduced. So Eltharion may actually be back on the menu, boys. They might actually, yeah, you might actually come back with the Bombardment. We shall see. Spirit Conduit, that's the bound ability of, no, that's the passive ability of the Arrow Titan, I think. So yeah, just adding a bit more. We're not gonna talk about it yet because I think these are like roughly just what the basically these are specific. I think these notes are written in the terms with they are commonly used inside CA instead of the layman terms. So some of these doesn't really make sense to us. But yeah, just from the sheer amount of like all these patch notes, I kind of understand why you can't translate every single thing. So yeah. Gate of Nurgle, Gate of Slanesh all got nerfed, and they take much longer to summon now. Blasting of the Ancients. Ooh, this would be important here. Oh wait, is it? No, these are not. No. Rune of Earth and Home. We don't really use that anyways. You know what? Let's just ooh, Gold Tribute. Gold Tributes is, I think it's Croak's. I think it's Croak's, Lord Croak's item. Reduces fatigue. Oof. Stack that with a freaking, yeah, you can stack that with no. Okay, never mind. Twin Bow. That's Satan, right? Yeah, massively nerfing the damage, which is nice. We'd like to see that instead of just nuking everything. Portal Goliath, so less reduces number of uses, so you only have 1 Chaos Fury summon instead of 2. Brass Collar of Bloody Vengeance. Why do you even have to change it? Because okay. Not sure what's changing there. Star Crusher, Skull of Kadam is getting nerfed, which is nice. Sunfang plus 1 damage. It's AP. Is it AP or base weapon? Base vortex damage. 1 damage. It's gonna be OP, boys. I tell you that much. Wait. Healing nerfs. This is huge. I mean, it's not huge, but definitely love to see some healing nerfs. Healing is nerfed? Oh boy. Also, they put regrowth in there twice. Oh, phase stats. Is it phase 2 stats? But yeah, regrowth has been nerfed twice. This is nice. This is nice. Yeah, regrowths have been nerfed, and we are happy to see that for sure. the part of the patches could be best rejected. Maybe. I don't know. Grand Shield of Faith. Holy shit. Oh boy. It's gonna be Volkmar meta. We don't even need Volkmar on his chariot, on his Volkswagen. Dude, 50%, 55, a massive boost to the range of the Grand Shield of Faith. I thought this effect of, I thought it's the damage resistant effect. No, it's just a massive range boost, but a big boost to Grand Soulfire Bombardment. Oof. Oh yeah, let's go. It's gonna be the faith meta for Empire. We're gonna see some strong bombardments and Shield of Faith coming in. But yeah, I'm really happy to see the healing nerfs. Like it's just a few seconds, but it's already a good step to the right direction. Like it's not anything major. I guess CA also is very wary of nerfing healing just so it doesn't ruin campaign experience. But yeah, seeing this nerf is really nice. I'm less healing spams for sure. I mean, the passive heals are probably gonna stay the same, but yeah. This is nice. Okay, Shield of Faith and Soulfire all got boosted as well. Nice. Gems, Renegades, these are the bound ability though, so they don't count. The number of uses here, yeah, it's kind of like an internal script that is probably not translated or rejected. This part could have been rejected because this is probably the bound Shim's Burning Gaze for the Aero Titan, so yeah. Anyway, so these traits doesn't matter to multiplayer. Collision stats change, complex stats change. Oh, all units that use the collision type capsule have a problem where missiles can pass through the top 5 to 10% of their collision box and deal no damage. Wait. Is this? Oh no, aware of and will be addressed in future updates. So this might be the reason why Thunder Barge has a hitbox issues. And I was told I raised this issue as a point of concern to CA, and what they have told me is that the hitbox issue with the Thunder Barge is the same as the full center render hitbox issue that they thought they fixed earlier, and it seems to be the same issue and it's not actually fixed, and this might be the reason why Thunder Barge still have the hitbox issue where missiles passes through their hitbox or their supposed hitbox. So yeah, I guess this is not yet fixed, and articulated vehicles like chariots can get hit multiple times by projectiles. We've seen that before. One of my earliest video is a laser from the Luminarch hitting from the punch multiple times and straight up one-shotting him. So I think this is the same issue here. So yeah, collision attacks and reducing max splash attacks, making the damage more concentrated. Yeah, the nerf in healing is definitely fair. Like, if it's not enough, they can probably take it in things a bit further, but it's always better to take a more cautious steps. Adding collision attacks to several large units, which is nice. We will probably come across the large units later in the further down the patch notes, but damn, it's a long patch note. Vehicle collision attack tuning. Adjusted collision attack balance on just about every chariot and vehicle in the game, which we'll see what happens. This might be the chariot meta we're all looking for. Well, we had a chariot meta back in the days of Warhammer 2, but we'll see if it's gonna be returning. I hope it doesn't return. It's a bit too strong, but good to see if the chariots are working a bit better now. Alright, now into the stats adjustment. Gorbel getting cost reduction, and Gorbel getting a buff. Gorehurt's getting a buff as well. Faster Gorehurt getting a bit more weapon damage. Chariots are, oh, this might be a chariot meta actually. What I saw in the patch notes is that the chariots got most of, if not all of the chariots got a buff, so. Oh wait, no, High Elves didn't have any buff chariots, I don't think. But yeah, Minotaurs are getting nerfed a bit with a cost increase. But otherwise, yeah, I think it's probably just gonna be a chariot meta, boy. It's gonna be a chariot meta. It's gonna be a chariot meta. Cygor. Cygor is. I think the main issue of Cygor isn't about the weapon, the armor piercing missile damage or all that. It's about the accuracy. So Cygor is still gonna be bad, kind of bad, despite the boost in their missile and weapon damage. So yeah, Gorbel. But yeah, we'll probably see more Gorbals. No, nah, we probably won't see more Gorbals. I don't know. But yeah, definitely Beastman getting more stronger infantry, and Oregon getting nerfs with a bit of a spell damage, spell resistance increase. Oh, wait, they're only buff. They're only nerfing the Blood Brute Behemoth. Interesting. So the regular Gorgons are unaffected. Mistwalkers return to a previous version, making Eltharion viable again for sure. That's probably how it's gonna happen. What it's gonna do. Bretonnia getting their non-Grail cavalry buffed, while their Grail cavalry suffering a little bit of a small nerf. Nothing too amazing though. But hope we might see. This is not a big boost in the armor piercing cav, so we're probably still not gonna see questing knights or companions either way. So Grail cavalry will still probably dominate the Bretonnian cav roster. Especially they haven't touched the demogryphs. Oh no, hippogriffs. But the good thing is that the healing nerfs will be impacting the Grail cavalry meta. So Bretonnia might be able to find different, like, find the alternatives to Grail cavalry a bit better, or like less bad as they are used to. But yeah, other than that, for the Chaos Dwarfs, they boosted the presence of monstrous single entities. Goal Center Torok got a bit of a cost reduction. Same goes for the Kadai Fireborn. Kadai Destroyer get boosted with missile damage resistance, which is a main weakness of itself. Like, it can actually stack the physical resistance with the missile resistance and be quite tanky against physical missiles, considering they also have like solid armor. So yeah, would be great. But the Great Taurox, where is it? Did they not boost the Great Taurox? Okay, never mind. But yeah, the hero units, the characters got a pretty significant cost reduction overall. Yeah, Sorcerer Prophet got some cost reduction as well, which is nice. But yeah, overall, the Chaos Dwarf roster got a cost decrease and a little bit of boost to their infantry units. Especially the Infernal Gods. Everyone just uses Iron Sworn. Nobody uses Infernal Gods really. But yeah, they got a bit of a cost reduction, making them maybe more worthwhile to use. I don't know. But Iron Sworn are just so good. Well, I suppose Fire Glaives would be nice to use these days with that cost reduction. So there's that. Oh, Lamasu got a cost reduction as well, which is nice. Did they? Oh, they increased the cost of Demon's Tongue. It's too good. Okay, I agree with this change. Yeah, it's been a bit too good. Demons of Chaos, you can use Red Ogre and Chaos. Okay. Now available in custom battle. Never mind. They've always been available for our side of land battles, but yeah. CZ, they receive huge discounts. Yeah. They will be able to deploy 1 or 2 more units. That would be huge, actually. Yeah. Like, all these cost reduction in the chaffier units allows them to squeeze out a bit more funds, perhaps for like maybe 1 or 2 more chaff. But the problem is that their infantry, their mid-tier infantry, is too expensive to do what they're supposed to do, which is still a main issue. Like, Chaos Dwarf Warriors got like 25 gold reduction, which is nice, but they're still going to be a bit too expensive, in my opinion. Units, okay, we are done with Demons of Chaos. Dark Elves, this, doesn't matter. This is campaign stuff. Malekith. A significant reduction in Malekith's Malekith and his dragon. We might see Malekith make a comeback with Soul Stealer and whatnot. And also like boost in melee stats. He's probably better than the actually let's check. What is the stats of Malekith right these days? I think he has been like he's equal or worse or marginally better than the Soul Stealer Sorceress on a dragon. So let's check. Soul Stealer Sorceress on dragon. 50 attack, 46 defense. Malekith on Seraphon. That's just a marginal increase of stats. Now the stats are more significant in terms, a bit more of a significant bump into compared to compared to the Supreme Sorceress, which is nice. Definitely a good change that I like. And wait, Loki fell hard. Loki fell hard got buffed as well. Oh boy. Oh, every single lord with their dragon mount got a buff. Supreme Sorceress stays the same in terms of stats, but yeah, most other lords got a buff in stats when they have a dragon mount. Also, cost reduction, very important here. Except the Supreme Sorceress, cost got an increase. They were too cheap before. The rest of the Black Dragon lords are fine. They all got a cost reduction, which is nice. We might see more options for Dark Elf lords. Oh, Bloodwreck Medusa having their missile damage nerfed, which will work well. It will definitely be nice. They are way too OP in that status right now. So yeah, I hope they stop nuking half a unit with every volley. That would be fun to play against. Yeah. I guess their explosion radius is too much. That's probably why. Just hitting way too many units at once. Alright, units for dwarves. All dwarves units have their collision box size reduced. This is kinda ironic. What do you mean we're smaller now? Small? This is going to the book. Yeah, Thorgrim Grudgebearer. I don't see how this I don't think this cost reduction is gonna make these dwarf lords more popular. Thoric is just too good with his abilities and all that. Like, he does good AP damage and he casts spells. Yeah, he casts runic magic, so cast spells. Both are really crucial. Like both of them are like really crucial here because like they are a fighter and a caster at the same time, which none of the other dwarf lords can replace that bit. So we probably just see more Thoric overall. I mean, we'll still see roughly the same amount of Thoric. I mean, the rest of the army, dwarf infantry got a slight boost, nothing too major, just making them slightly better in melee. But yeah, nothing too major really. Giant Slayers got a small boost. Grudge Rakers, oh, got nerfed. Oh boy. Oh wait, no, they have 2 shots. So one. Okay, they will still knock over enemies. Just allowing 2 shots to land, both shots to land, one after the other. Both throwers got a massive change actually. More models, slightly less damage, but probably more damage overall. Like slightly less damage individually, but definitely more damage overall. This would be neat, and also extra cost. But yeah, it's gonna be. We might see them being used a bit more. Big changes in dwarves are the Thunderbarge, the bolt throwers. Yeah, these two. The rest are pretty much just like cost fluctuations and a bit minor stat adjustment. Actually, this is the biggest most game changing thing in the update. Skyhammer Squadron. It's a whole different unit now. It's no longer Skyhammer. My god. Damage changes are similar to CD. Yeah, actually, you're right. Thunderbarge significant cost increase and definitely significantly reducing the damage over the course of battle, I suppose. Like having their damage nerfed, more reload time would be an interesting change, which is effectively halving their DPS. So yeah. Wait, I've got a post. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Oh shit. Did I not? Wait, did I miss something earlier? Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I was just messaged by Human Boy and was asking me about something. I was like, wait, what? I did not see anything. What? Yeah. Give me a second. Just emergency checking posts for Warpstone Cup, which is something I'm playing in right now. Okay, where is this? Warpstone Cup. Oh, we got a big 20 that needs to happen on 6th of July, but way at convention? Shit. I'm okay. 6. 6. Okay, I'm okay. I should. Okay, never mind. Let me just quickly reply to Human Boy. Anyways, let's just turn off Warhammer at the meantime, and yeah, okay, back to the patch notes. Spirit of Grand Knight, yeah, the damage output of the Thunderbarge is significantly nerfed, which I am happy to see. Like, you don't... Like, the bombs are less devastating, the reload time is halved, so they wouldn't be that kind of air fortress auto-firing at everything and nuke everything around them. Let's see what happens as we play a little further into the patch. I'm still gonna ban Thunderbarge and Landships in the Wednesday tournament. Just like I want to test them out, but I don't want to test out in a public tournament just yet. Like if I'm just doing a super casual one with like people to free to play with whatever they want, like I will do it. No, I mean if it's just a casual tournament with no restrictions in faction and whatnot, I will probably allow Thunderbarge and Landships. But right now, for a faction wars format, I don't want to see. I don't want to risk having certain factions dominating the tournament just because they have the weapon. So I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, really happy to see a massive damage nerf on the Thunderbarge, which has been way too OP right now. But yeah, I'm suppose the campaign fans might be fuming for the nerfs and be like, how dare you ruin the OP toy. But I don't know. Like I think one thing I believe is that like making things balance is kind of like how you're making a unit functioning as it's supposed to be. It's not over functioning, it's not underperforming. It's just how it's supposed to be in a vacuum. like, of course, in campaign you can boost it up by a lot of stuff with tax and all that, but like, cause in custom battles, yeah, Satan got a huge nerf. It got a big. The wind bow got a huge nerf and got a significant reduction in the weapon damage, in the missile damage. Also, Satan's missile as well got a massive reduction in damage, but the wind bow is also a pretty big nerf. But yeah, yeah, that's a lot. That's a big reduction in missile damage overall. But yeah, but it's basically a big nerf into multiple OP units, really. Great Warriors though continues to suffer nerfs except the halberd ones. And crossbow with shields, I suppose. But yeah, Grand Cafe box further weakened, which is nice to see. And also a bit of nerf to Onyx Crowman, Empress Crowman, specifically. Anyways, for the greenskins here. Ooh. Goblin. Eh? Most of the orc leaders got a bit of a buff, either in cost or even a bit of stats, except the Night Goblin War Boss on Cape Squig. Nerf in bonus versus infantry, but does have a bit of a cost buff, which is nice. Ooh, Black Orcs, big bots are now 950. Okay. Yeah, most of the orc leaders got a buff. Chariots also, ooh, more chariot models, nice, and a bit of an HP buff. But other than that, nothing too significant. I suppose the biggest changes are coming in from in the next patch, where there will be corn, greenskins, and ogres in one package. So that's when the big changes are coming. Rogue Idols got a bit of a buff. This is, I don't know if this splash attack thing is a buff or no. We shall see. High Elves. Tyrion got buffed for sure. Alivanar got buffed as well. More damage, less cost. Handmaiden. And the most interesting change is definitely this Fireborn getting Rangers with Vanguard deployment. Now full Vanguard rush is definitely a thing for the High Elves, other than just a Vanguard kite. Fireborn though having major AP damage. This would be very neat. Like, they will become the only AP cavalry for the High Elves, which makes them pretty much an even more of a staple in multiplayer. You see even more Fireborn now from now on. Alright, for Khorne spell, this would be nice. Their 15% and 25% spell resistance really is nothing, but now putting them in line with the dwarves, 35% of spell resistance is actually very good. In like, this has been I would still say it's not exactly worth it to bring like the trade-off between no spells and spell resistance is still not, doesn't make it worth it for Khorne, but it makes it slightly better because well, like, there are stuff that cannot be resisted, like stat debuffs and all that. So that would still be a very unfortunate thing for Khorne that they have to deal with, but at least they're not taking hit as hard by enemy spells, I suppose. Khorne overall gets a bit of a buff, I would say. A lot of cost reduction, which is nice. Gored Beast Chariots, yes, and basically an across the board buff to chariots, really. Gored Beast Chariots are also buffed, so things are looking quite nicely for Khorne for sure. Although the Skull Crushers get a buff, which is nice, but I don't think that will still make them good enough to see more uses in the meta. It's just 2 melee stats increase. Magical resistance for Khorne is a big improvement. Yeah, absolutely. They get another 10 to 20% more, but yeah, it's still, I wouldn't say it's like, they take less damage from spells and all that, but certain spells are just too good, like Hailstorm, Searing Doom. They still do really good damage. I would bring these spells against dwarves. So against Against Corn, I'll just do the same thing. Or I'll just bring like stat deep buffs and debuffs, which doesn't have anything to do with spell damage. They'll still affect the Corn army the same. Griffin Legion gets nerfed. Yeah, they have been really strong staple of the Kislev army. Seeing them nerf would be nice. And Kossals and armored Kossals with less missile damage, less melee attack, making them less good in the fights. And Kislev gets a shotgun unit now. Nice. Dervishes got an increase in cost. I would agree with that, because Dervishes have been a very cost-efficient, cheap, disposable cavalry, expandable cavalry. You just throw it into like a melee, and they will get stuck there for like a good at least half a minute, a few seconds to get their leadership dropped down into wavering territory, and then another 23 seconds of just holding the hell out of the fight, like with Borrow Blood. And then even if Borrow Blood wears off, it will take them a couple more seconds to actually break off. So yeah, Kosovo Dervishes have been just way too solid for what their costs are. Now with the cost reduction, this makes them a little bit more in line. Cost increase makes us a little bit more in line of the overall performance of the unit. I would probably up it to 500, but I'm not really that much of a master in balancing. But so yeah, it's probably, I wouldn't say anything too outrageous here. Let's hope. But yeah, Elemental Bear. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they didn't translate this part of the notes. Probably something was wrong here, but yeah, either ways, not exactly the greatest of concerns. A little bit of a cost reduction for the Elemental Bears, and a Little Grom got a nerf. More reload time, less range, and less bonus versus large. They have been a very good artillery so far, but I guess we'll be seeing them less. For the Lizardmen, Lords, most of them receive either a stat boost or a cost reduction. Carnosaurs got a armor piercing and base weapon damage boost, which is nice, I suppose. And same goes for Stegodons. And yeah, I think Stegodon. Stegodons now has bonus versus large and missiles. Okay. They do have giant blow darts, so I don't see why not. In general, Kislev received nerfs. Yeah, that's fine. Like, Kislev has been way too good in the past patches. Court of Wattle, Court of Wattle, I wonder if they fixed the Court of Wattle bug. I don't know. Bro Carnosaur bless, yeah, Carnosaurs got a bit of boost. Bro Troglodon got a boost. Okay. This might be nice, Troglodon's getting that buff. Wait, oh yeah, Skink Oracle comes with a Troglodon, so yeah. But it doesn't, yeah, okay. Stegodons have extra bonus versus large now, which is nice. Spirit of Wattles get a buff as well. And Dreadsaurian got slightly buffed as well. Having collision attacks means that they can charge into enemy blobs and just plow through them while doing damage. Similar to Jarvis Life and Stonehorns, really. Yeah, this would be, oh yeah, it would be really fun to see more Dreadsaurian, really. Like, you can actually use Dreadsaurian to bust boxes really effectively now, since they'll just push straight through the enemy defenses on the box, plow through them, damage a bunch of troops along the way, just kill them outright with the collision, and then once they're inside the box, they can just rampage through the enemy units. Now, Norska, something I use them quite frequently. All the mammoths got buffed, slightly more armored with less entities to get hit by the splash attacks. Wolfric though, Chariots are getting buffed as well, but I think this gets me the most hyped. Reduce cost for Femir warriors and a bit more damage. Actually, significantly more damage in terms of armor piercing. Femir meta. Welcome to the Femir meta, boys. And yeah, we're finally getting Familiars might actually be good in this patch. I mean, before this, there was like one patch temporarily making Familiars way better than they're supposed to be because regular Familiar Warriors, who is supposed to be that kind of anti-infantry variant, they actually accidentally got bonus versus large, while still having the same melee stats as the regular version. While Familiar Warriors have less stats as the regular Familiar Warriors, but they do have bonus versus large to compensate for it. So like basically Familiar Warriors got accidentally better in one of the past patches, but without the extra hurdles of getting bonus versus large. But now they're just normally being better than before now. So yeah, Familiar Warriors might actually be worth it. I'm definitely gonna bring them more now. Because if you've seen my last tournament, no, last Wednesday, last Wednesday stream, you might notice I have a pretty major thing. I have a pretty big I have a I'm very much inclined to use Familiar Warriors when I'm playing Noska, so that might be nice. Anyways, Mammoths getting leadership boost, missile resistance, this is really key here. Making them more survivable against enemy missiles, but also getting a bit more armor would be key. Mammoths are better, yeah, Mammoths are better now. But we shall see how they actually perform in combat. Personally, I'm just hyped about Familiars being better now, so there's that. What else? No, 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 no. These are not. These doesn't matter to us. Nurgle, Tamer can get a bit of speed boost and more entity mass, making him easier to push through enemy troops. While his Maggot Lord, his Plate Toad Dragon version got a cost reduction, a big one too. We have Plague Fodder, yeah. Cost increase, which is fair. He has been good. He has been a bit too good, always. And just a cost reduction in the other lords overall. Even the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle on the shrine. Okay. I think it's just overall a cost reduction in the Chaos War Shrine for Nurgle. Plague Ridden cost reduction, Plague Ridden cost reduction. Fury's got more expensive. I don't know what to. And also reduction in hit points. I think this is an across the board nerf. Because they're better now with the bit more leadership and all that. But yeah. I don't think Chaos Furies need a nerf. Like, they're just decent in my opinion. You can still kill them just fine. I don't think their performance warrants a nerf, honestly. Chaos Warriors got a cost reduction, which is great. Like, it's nothing game changing, but it's just nice to see. Murder Horses with throwing axes got a nerf, got a buff as well. Regular Knights got a nerf over the board, actually, across the board. So every one of them has slightly less melee stats, while the Lances one got a boost in melee defense. Chaos Furies were pretty OP, is a really nice nerf. I don't know. I don't know if they're really that OP, but I guess they are a bit more durable than before, so that, I don't know. This unit is still good, but not as OP. Fair, fair. Like, they will still be... They will just be kind of a fragile mobility now, I suppose. Not that they've never been in fragile mobility. They've ever been in fragile mobility, always. Well, actually, I need to end my stream soon, because Tequila Sunset is going through his... like, starting his own stream. Why... Little Trill, why are you selling with VPN? Are you getting hacked or something? In general, very interesting discount for Nurgle. Corn and Nurgle ones are winning with crows. I guess. Nurgle? Teen Furies are pretty good as well with their barrier. I guess the change barrier does help them mitigate some of the HP loss for change, but corn, they will be even more glass cannon than before, I suppose. Plogers, they are gonna get better, except they have less mass now. Soul Grinder of Nurgle may hit something with their projectile. Did they up their... Wait, did they up their accuracy? I don't see any... Oh, that Regiment of Renowned Soul Grinder. Oh god, oh god. No, calibration area? Okay, yeah, that they might actually hit something with a longer calibration distance, making effectively their effective range much longer, so they can hit further stuff with more accuracy. But yeah, quick category. Human Boy is gonna be happy about this. Quick get a cost reduction. Still gonna be bad though. It's not gonna fix him. But yeah. Skaven slaves are getting a cost buff. They're cheap enough. I never felt they need more cost nerf, but okay. Skavens get a buff. And also they have chariots, don't forget about that. The flayers, the doom flayers, yeah. Storm vermin's getting a buff. Kind of a mixed bag, but like overall I think it's a buff. More leadership, more melee stats, and more damage with slightly higher costs. I think it's the 50 gold is worth it for all these costs, all these stats. Vampire counts still suck. My favorite faction, and I always lose. Vampire counts, unfortunately, I think they will still suck. But hey, you got better. I think the Black Coach might actually get better now. Great improvements in Storm Vermin with Halberd, for sure, for sure. Regular Storm Vermin also got a leadership increase, which is nice. So that means the Skavens will have more resources defending their backline and allow their stuff to be their weapons teams to be online longer. Gutter runners with poison. Ooh, gutter runners with poison got a significant cost nerf. Same goes for regular gutter runners. They have been way too expensive before, but now they might actually be worth it. We'll see. We'll see. They were just way too expensive previously. I never used them just because how expensive they are. Rattling Gunners cost reduction, Poison Wind Mortars cost reduction, Brute Horrors cost reduction. Okay, that would be an interesting one. Hellpit Abominations got an overall buff. Yeah, definitely a buff. Collision attacks as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm really liking how CA is finally adding collision attacks to a lot of like bigger size models that has like a lumbering charging motion. So like Hellpit Abomination, we have the Dreadsaurian, like they make sense to have collision attacks. Dwarfing Mayonnaise and Doom Flayers have 8 models instead of 4 with less damage individually but more damage overall for sure. Remember they have double the unit models, so kind of double the units to do damage while having, yeah, it's just having a minor damage reduction, which is nice. And yeah, max entity hits by splash attacks is a 4 to 1, which is actually will make them kill unit models faster actually. Yeah. Slaanesh got a overall cost reduction in the Lords and a bit of a buff, basically an overall buff to the roster. Just trying to make them better, I suppose. But let's see if the chariots are significantly better. Yeah, we can already see some buffs in the chariots. And Chaos Warriors got a cost reduction like all other Chaos Warriors. Forsaken got a bit of cost reduction. Nice. Chosen of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges. They have been really good. So I kind of see why they would increase the cost. I can see why they would increase the cost. Makes sense. But yeah, I wouldn't say Hell's Riders of Slaanesh. Oh, the physical resistance got reduced as well. Everything in Slash gain stride could be useful. It would make sense why Slaanesh would gain stride, but I don't see. Wait. Oh, all Slaanesh units added attribute with stride. Bro, the immunity psychology is already good enough. They don't need Strider. They don't need Strider to add on talent to that. Bro. Anyways, I don't think that's gonna be that game changing. They're just gonna be moving as fast, but not gonna be fighting as effective in like tree line or anything. Chaos Knights of Slanesh. Chaos Knights has basically the same thing. Oh, more charge bonus on the Knights of Slanesh with lances. Okay, that's nice. Art Seekers of Slanesh, they didn't really have any, just a cost reduction, and it would be nice actually. The Heart Seekers and Seekers have been underperforming for their cost range, so yeah, it would be nice to see them getting cheaper units and just fielding more units overall. Secret Chariots overall, all these chariots are gonna get a buff in this patch. It is indeed the chariot buffing patch. So not much else to say. Oh, more Fiends of Slanesh and more HP. Oh, this would be huge for the Fiends of Slanesh. This would make them significantly better. One of the reasons why, like in the early days of Total Warhammer 3, the Gorgers were really good, but then they cut down the number of entities and just cut away some of their damage output, and that makes them kind of absolute shit now. But now, adding 4 more unit models to the Fiends of Slanesh might make them significantly better, especially they're less squishy. Oh wait, no. It's probably the same amount of HP overall, individually, but like, yeah. Adding 4 more units might make them significantly better, actually. Just, adding that 1/3 more of power in there. Elspeth receiving a cost increase due to how strong the laser beams are, I suppose. Master Engineer got more increase in cost as well because they have been a really effective option for a Lord, especially when they're on a steam tank. But yeah, overall a bit of a nerf over to the Empire roster. Just getting more reload time on Hawkland long for rifles as well. I can see why. Getting that 2-second wouldn't kill the unit, but they have been really good with their firepower so far. So I would agree with that. Knights of the Black Rose, 50 gold. We'll probably see them less now. They have been really good as well. Everything was too strong for sure. About land ship, significant cost increase. 300 is definitely a significant increase. Ammo reduction, no longer have infinite secondary ammo. Reducing cannon, the covering missile damage, which is nice. And just a nerf overall to the weapon damage as well. Steam tank, cost increase 300 gold with a significant reduction in ammo for a secondary missile weapon, which is steam gun. And I suppose whatever ammo on the engineering, the tank captain on top, I suppose. And a significant weapon damage. Okay. But I think they might need a bit of a missile damage nerf instead. But yeah. Septrai get a huge cost buff, which is great. Septrai is... Oh, this is why Cambrian War Sphinx were shit. They never had collision attacks and doesn't have that kind of damage on with the charge impact. Okay, this is huge. Septrai on the Cambrian War Sphinx might actually be viable now. We shall see. And also Chariot getting buffed and all. So this might make them good. Tomb Kings overall, nothing too insane other than less recruitment costs. And Hamrian War Sphinx might actually be good. A lot of cost reduction over across the board. And what else? Skeleton Archers cost reduction, which is nice. They have been 475 gold. Might be a bit too expensive for skeletons. Blast Legion of Faketh. I'm not gonna pronounce it correctly, but yeah. Pigeons now only have 3 uses. Yeah, it would be a huge nerf. But I think 3 uses is pretty much the most you can get out of regular battles anyway, so I don't think it's anything too insane. Osirians, that's the special unit. Doesn't matter in multiplayer. Tomb Scorpion has spell resistance, which is interesting. And poison as well, but a big buff to Tomb Scorpion. We might see that more, but I don't think spell damage is a concern for the Tomb Scorpion usually. But yeah. The Shopti getting a bit of buff as well, but I think the most important buff the to the Tomb King's roster is definitely Cameron War Sphinx getting collision attacks. Also having more archers to shoot on the back, which is nice, I suppose. Makes sense. Arrow Titan is getting more Spirit Leech and Shim's Burning Gaze, and Shim's Burning Gaze being half decent these days might actually make him viable again. Oh, and Spell Mastery boost by 20%. This would be huge actually. To help out, just to like synergize with say Arcane the Black. Keeping Arcane around the Arrow Titan and he now does more damage with Spirit Leech would be quite good. Yeah. Necro Sphinx also have collision attacks. Okay. We haven't seen a Necro Sphinx for ages. Holy shit. Disc of Tinge has been a little too fast now, I do think. So 105 speed down to 95 makes sense. Kind of like being on par with some of the faster cavalry, but not the fastest one, Heralds of the Wind, with 110. So like 95 is like on par with most fast cavalry without actually being faster than them. So I would say the Disc of Tinge 95 speed makes a lot of sense. Kara's Fate Weaver got more expensive. Great. Good change. Landship and Steam Tank needs nerfs, absolutely, but we shall see how much they nerf the units. I'm not gonna allow the Landship in the casual faction wars either ways, because I don't want to like risk putting a still OP unit in the fray. But if the community think it's actually balanced, I'll probably unban it from my tournaments from now on. From after that. But yeah, more cost reduction for a lot of lords. Oh, Chaos Sorcerer of Teen got a cost increase. Okay. Chaos Sorcerer got an increase. Chaos Sorcerer Lord got a cost reduction. Okay. This is Teen. Okay, cool. Cultist of Teen, Iridescent Horror, a lot of stuff got a cost reduction to see them less. To see these options more. Forsaken of Teen got a cost reduction, and same goes for the Chaos Warriors. Tower Guts got a cost increase, same goal. Yeah, but Exalted Plank Horrors got a cost reduction. I suppose they were too expensive for what they could do. Marauders Horsemen of Teen got a cost increase, and I would like that. With the barrier, they have been a really and magic attacks plus the Warflame contact effect, they have been a really strong skirmish cavalry. So seeing more costs onto them would be nice. But yeah. Soul Grinder, one key nerf to the unit, reduce penetration and reduce the amount of entities that this unit can damage in a single shot. Ooh, yeah. This would be great. It's only single player nerf? What? What do you mean? Single player nerf of something? Oh, hey, Fat Kid. Nice to see you here. Yeah, you're late. On Horseman. Oh. Wait, Horseman. Oh. Okay, I might have mistaken. Oh, change. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was dumb. I think Marauder Horseman of Change cost 700 anyway, so doesn't matter. Okay, never mind. 600 was way too cheap for them, I think. Yeah, same nerf as the Medusa, making them less good, which they were way too good with the reduce penetration, so they can penetrate less entities, but they will still be really good against single entities. That's the problem. That will still be really good against single entities, so we shall see what happens. Rotting Prometheans can now brace with charged defense versus large, which is now, I guess it's decent, but nothing too game changing for them. Luther Horicon get a huge buff on his Death Shriek Terror Guys, because Death Shriek Terror Guys got a buff. I don't think this will make him viable yet, but it's a good start, I suppose. He will be better in melee, but I don't think the problem is the melee bit. It's his damage with his pistols not really being up to par with the ultra unit scale, with more HP and whatnot. But we shall see. We shall see if people use him more. Count Noctilus melee defense with his Necrofax Colossus. I suppose they buff him with Necrofax Colossus, so he'll be better. But I think we'll be seeing him on foot mostly, because you probably don't want him to get shot to death by missiles. So I will still suspect Count Nautilus will be on foot mostly for the extra survivability, cheaper cost. Yeah. Like, I think the main problem with the Necrofax Colossus is it struggles to hit anything on foot or horse sized. So yeah, it just can't hit single entities properly on a one-on-one basis. So yeah, Celestial Dive in, because of the Rotting Leviathan, got a buff overall, plus collision attacks plus immune to flanking. So Celestial Dive in on a Rotting Leviathan is stronger as well, but overall, yeah. Ooh, this might be huge. Pirate Deckhand Mobs, massive cost reduction. 50 gold on a 50 gold reduction on a 300 gold unit is huge. That's roughly 16.5% roughly there. Roughly 16.7% buff to the 60.7% cost reduction. Like, and yeah, this might make, this is a huge one actually. Just allowing Vampire Coast to get more chaff units to hold the line. Oh, this is actually in line with the Skaven Slave cost reduction, because yeah, that just gives the box factions more like chaff, like the chaff box faction. So basically, just the Vampire Coast and the Skavens. That gives them more resources to hold the front line while the back line shoots. Sirens got buffed, which is not expected. I suppose they've been shit for a long while, so that makes sense, I suppose. Bloody Reaver Death Guard, like all other elite regiment of renowned halberd unit, they get expert charge defense, which is good. Less reload time for handgun mobs. Nice. I like that. Not significant as well, just kind of make them slightly better. Deck Gunners got more leadership, so they'll hold in line a bit longer. Finally, these Shade Wraith Gunners, being an ethereal unit, got terror, so that is nice. Curvy Dogs, a bit more leadership, but hopefully making them better in combat now. They have been like the worst mobility unit among all dogs for a while now, but yeah, hopefully this makes them better. Orangles gets terror, which makes sense. They are literally having their faces falling off. Aranessa kind of got charged defense against large on her Rotting Promethean. But yeah, Aranessa still kind of sucks in among all the lore choices now, I think. Night Terror's got terror, which is, well, they have always had terror, but to distinguish them from regular Morghuls, because Morghuls literally are like, should be a terror causing unit for what they look like. They're just like mutated corpses with their face falling off. Why shouldn't it be terror, right? More speed, which is huge. They have been a really slow, sluggish monstrous infantry. Now they're on par with other monstrous infantry now, so hopefully we'll see more of them. Spell resistance on the Night Terrors would be interesting, but chilling aura to slow down enemy units, helping Night Terrors to catch them would be huge. But yeah, Rotting Prometheans got an overall buff. Everything is a buff for them. Same for the gunnery mobs, with more weapon damage and less cost. Lamprey's Revenge got a cost increase in contrast to the other Rotting Prometheans, probably just because they're so good with their melee stats and their regeneration, but they also get a bit of weapon damage increase, which is nice. Afric Terror Guys got a huge buff overall, even getting bonus versus large now. Yeah, didn't it reduce the terror of Morghuls many years ago when the VP was still an old top faction? It was a while, but I actually don't remember that. They have never been that good, honestly. Lamprey is extremely good. Which is why I agree with the cost increase, actually. Necrofax Colossus got an overall buff. Yeah, but I don't know if they fixed their hitting issue against single entities that are horse sizes or smaller. But yeah, we shall see in the future. Rotting Promethean, huge buff. Slightly less cost, but also significantly more AP weapon strength, more knockback, and enable collision attacks immune to flanking. They should be much better now, honestly. But yeah, Terranate's got a slight buff with more accuracy and less reload time. Oh boy, this is a quite a meaty. Oh, these are campaign stuff. Never mind. All Terra Guys mounts got. Oh, Terra Gooses. All Terra Guys are getting buffs, which is good because Terra Guys have been quite shit overall. They when their DLCs was released, bruh, that DLC was years ago, man. I was still in college back in the days. I honestly don't remember that part. Um, Stragoy's got a cost increase. That doesn't make sense, but okay, we shall see. Cornraves got buff. They have been shit for a long time, so this would be nice to see them getting a bit of love. They were probably 8 years ago. Man, that was long. But yeah, Cornraves getting a bit of melee attack and melee defense would make them trade better into armored infantry. Yeah, they are basically having stats slightly better, if not on par, with Pestigores. So yeah, that would be nice. And yeah, their physical resistance doesn't do that much good in this kind of meta where everyone and their mother has magic attacks. So yeah, having a bit more stats and HP would help a lot. Crypt goals reduce their cost, which is nice. They have not been seen much in the battlefield. Black Knights got a bit of buff, which yeah, again, not a unit that has been seen much on the battlefield. Same goes for Hexwaves. Oh, Hexwaves getting so much melee stats buff would be nice. Yeah. They have been underperforming for a long time, so making them a bit better than before would be neat. Direwolves leadership increase, great. Vargeist, let's see. Vargeist slight cost increase, which makes sense. They have been a solid carry for the Vampire Count army, holding the entire roster together for a long time now. Vargolf getting immune to flanking, which I don't understand why they get that immune to flanking. They're not a fully armored unit like the Bastillodon or the Rotting Leviathan, but I suppose this would definitely make them better with a bit more weapon damage, but I don't think they will see much in combat. Really, the main issue with okay, max entities hit by splash attacks reduced, so their attacks will be a bit more damaging against specific entities now, even when surrounded by enemies. Okay, this might help a lot. Making them better at dueling enemy units. Terra guys, less damage. I mean, less splash attack entities getting hit, but definitely a buff overall with more damage. Black Coach, let's hope the collision makes them better, and like the chariot fix makes them better in the patch. But we shall see. They have never been a good unit overall. Azazel getting more tanky against physical attacks. Big buff to collect Sun Eater. More weapon damage, more bonus versus large overall. Yeah, very solid stuff indeed. Demon Prince, that's a pretty good, a huge nerf. Chaos Lord with Chaos Dragon. Oh wait, no, that's not a nerf. That's a cost buff. Okay, a lot of cost buff across the board, especially on War Shrine, except the Chaos Sorcerer. Mirror Guard got their physical resistance reduced. Chaos Knight overall got a bit. These Chaos Knights, yeah, overall got a bit of a stats reduction. Sigval definitely a bit more fragile with less physical resistance. Chariot's getting a buff overall. Definitely very solid stuff. Swords of Chaos getting some love. More hit points, less melee stats, but more damage overall, especially armor piercing department. This would definitely help them fight against enemy cavalry, which is usually a main role anyways, to defend against enemy mobility and all that. Weird Spawn get a cost reduction, making them even better than they already are. Not that they are seeing a lot of action recently, but yeah. Dragon Ogre is getting a slight buff, but nothing too substantial, I believe. Not even a Sheriff. But yeah, I think one of the biggest benefactor of the patch is the Wood Elves here, receiving this Ancient Protector, negating a ton of magical weapons with the Treemen and Ancient Treemen. So it actually makes sense to bring Treemen out now. yeah, helping out an army that relies so much on their physical resistance. Uh, Definitely receiving a lot of big changes for the better indeed. Orion, maybe perhaps we'll see him being good in the current patch now. I don't know. Like, maybe perhaps we'll be good with all these buffs. But we shall see. Like, oh boy. Seer is really buffing Orion with missile damage buff, more entity mass, and more weapon damage overall. But we shall see. Sisters of Twilight getting safe in heart. I think that's the eagle, right? I don't remember. Maybe it's the dragon. I literally don't remember. But yeah, getting a bit of that's the dragon. Okay, getting a bit of HP increase, which is nice. First dragons overall getting buff. But I think first dragons have been really strong anyways, with their physical resistance combined with missile resistance, mitigating a ton of physical missiles. But yeah, either ways, cost buff across the board. But the main thing I really like is Glade Gods have more entities now, so more missile damage overall. Yeah, and less weapon and less effective. Yeah, just more entities overall. Okay, cool. Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shots. Wait, hold on. Swift Shiver Shots has more range now. Oh boy, the double shot missiles are back, boys. This is gonna be really good. I mean, overall Deepwood Scouts got a nerf, but Swift Shiver Shards is definitely a big boost with having much more range than before. Before they are like a skirmishing cavalry. Now they're an actual proper Wood Elf missiles with the Swift Shiver Shard damage output. This is gonna be good. I might bring them more. Yeah. I might bring them more then. This is gonna be really strong. Oh wait, no, they're just debuff. They're just oh. Yeah, they're just nerfing the weapon damage. So the missile damage stays the same while having almost half more range. 40% more range, roughly there. For the Swift Shiver Shards. Dude, this is actually gonna make them really good. Because Swift Shiver Shards is basically 2 shots in 1 volley. So they have like double the damage output of regular Deepwood Scouts. Dude, this is good. This is making them so good. It's a huge buff for sure. Oh boy. I might actually try them out later. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Swift Shiver Shards is not exactly a good unit, I would say. It's they have been decent, but like their short range really fucks them over. But with now like a regular Wood Elf Archer range, boy, they are gonna be so strong. Glade Gods, more new models, you covered that. Weight Watchers, reduction cost. Ooh boy, and also more missile damage. Oh boy. Yeah, Wood Elves are eating good in this patch. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, even Way Watchers got a buff. I didn't expect them to get a buff in here. They did. Oh boy. Hawkeyes of Drakira getting a buff as well. Wild Rider is getting the speed up to par as other light cavalry. I guess they are reindeer, so not as fast as enemy or as light horses, I suppose. But still, 90 speed. That is basically up to par as the light cavalry of the game. And cavalry gain AP. Not these, but Wild Riders, Wild Hunters of Kurnos, the Regiment of Renowned version of Wild Riders, flipping that AP over with the base weapon damage, like the Fireborn. Yeah, this is huge. They are actually good now. Oh boy, Wood Elves are actually good. What the fuck? As a Wood Elf lover, I really like Wood Elves just because of their aesthetic and all that. So, oh boy, we're eating good. Wood Elf players eating good in this patch. I mostly stayed off the Wood Elves recently because they have been in a pretty shit state in the meta, but this is gonna make them. Yeah, this is gonna be huge. Like, this might make Wood Elves viable again as like a first pick faction by banning like certain. No, they're probably still a second pick factions since Tinge and Dwarfs And Chaos Dwarfs kind of specifically counters them, but like definitely making them much stronger than before. Hulk Riders got a cost reduction, which is great. Great Eagles cost reduction. Zolts getting a cost reduction. Oh boy, I am so gonna bring Zolts again. But yeah, anyways, that is all for this stream. Actually, it was supposed just to be like a Best of 5 stream, but then CA decided, oh, we're gonna drop the patch notes today before the patch. So yeah, it got longer, and we're just looking at the patch for like an hour or two. And yeah, other than that, that's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this little bit of multiplayer action with a little bit of patch notes discourse. But otherwise, I hope you all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the day wherever you are. Or maybe it's the rest of the night. And I will see you on Wednesday again in the Casual Faction Wars. Hopefully nothing else happens to distract me from the tournament. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. TWW3 signing out. Oh, right. Remember to check the pinned comment. That's where the challenge link for the Casual Faction Wars. But yeah, thanks for showing up, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. TWW3 signing out.